Chapter 613. The Jiao's Forest. The empty space in the middle. The shining golden Jiao was like a hunting dog. Even though there were countless trees between them, its gaze was fixed in the direction of Skygate City. Its life orb was about to fly away. The Jiao was very sad. It couldn't beat the two of them, but it couldn't keep pestering them either. The 100 Beasts Forest was probably going to send demons over soon. If this continued, without the protection of the 100 Beasts Forest, those two fellows would really kill it. Just as Jiao was lying on the ground, staring towards the north, its big nose suddenly twitched, and it turned its head to look behind it. A moment later, a figure appeared in front of the open space in the center. "Long time no see, King Jiao!" Fan Ping was all smiles, but the Jiao stared at him for a while. She had been silently moved to his side. Chef had become stronger. No, he was much stronger. In the past, even though Chef had performed to hide his aura the last time, it did not feel threatened at all. That fellow was so stupid that he could not break its defense even if he used a divine weapon to cut it. But this time, the Jiao sensed danger. It wasn't that Chef was strong enough to kill it, but it felt that being able to sneak up on it so silently, if he had any big moves, it would be a huge threat to it. The Jiao stared at Fan Ping for a while. After a while, its huge golden eyes swiveled, its huge head swayed, and it nodded in the direction of Skygate City. Fan Ping chuckled. "King Jiao, there's no rush in robbing the mine. There are still 2 rank 9s over there. It's too dangerous. Even if they managed to snatch it away, it would be very difficult to take it away. If they were not careful, they would lose their lives. It was not easy for the Jiao King to cultivate to this level. If I were to lose my life here, it would be such a waste. I didn't even get to be the king of the Forbidden Lands. I didn't even get to go to the Forbidden Lands. There are countless female demon beasts at the Royal Sea Mountain waiting for my king's favor." Roar! The Jiao was furious. It let out a roar to express its dissatisfaction. Chef seemed to be very arrogant this time. In the past, he would bow when he saw her, but now he actually stood up straight and spoke to her. Fan Ping cursed in his heart. "Angry my ass? Do you think I'm the same as before? Do you think you can kill me with your breath? Do you think you're so awesome? I can't be bothered to deal with you. There are at least 2 people in MC Mayu who can kill you now. What are you still showing off for?" Of course, scolding was just scolding. For the sake of the bigger picture, he had to endure the humiliation. Fan Ping smiled obsequiously and coughed softly. "Don't be angry, King Jiao. I'm here this time to help you solve your problems." As he said that, Fan Ping shot a bit of vitality at random. The Jiao did not swallow it this time. It sensed it for a while before swallowing it. Fan Ping was so angry that he almost laughed. F***ck, are you afraid that I will poison you? Would a poison that could kill a rank 8 be used on you? Fan Ping did not care about the vitality consumption now. As he fed his vitality, he pondered how to speak. In the end, just as he was about to speak, the Jiao's golden horns suddenly glowed with the power of heaven and earth. The meaning was clear. He didn't need to consume blood and qi anymore. He needed to consume the power of heaven and earth. "Damn it, I'm going to stew you big dogs sooner or later. How dare you be so picky about what you eat and drink for free? You even want heaven and earth energy." Fan Ping continued to curse in his heart. The current him could produce heaven and earth energy under mentality-vitality fusion. It was not impossible. After scolding for a while, Fan Ping's hand glowed with heaven and earth energy and shot it at the Jiao. The Jiao swallowed it in one gulp. Its giant head swayed continuously, looking extremely satisfied. Then, it opened its mouth wide and nodded at Fan Ping, indicating that he could continue speaking and continue feeding it. "No wonder the Dragon King slaughtered his mount. Who can afford to keep it?" Fan Ping finally understood why human powerhouses did not want to tame mounts. It was really hard to keep them. If they let them hunt on their own, they might not be able to return. If they fed their own mounts like the Jiao, consuming heaven and earth energy, Then everyone could forget about cultivation and just feed their mouths. It would be better to slaughter them and get a divine weapon. It was more cost-effective. Thoughts aside, Fang Ping smiled as he fed Jiao. King Jiao, you want to seize the mine, right? Roar! I understand. What's yours will definitely be yours. Fang Ping nodded and chuckled. What I mean is, it's too difficult. 2 rank 9 martial artists are guarding this mine now. In the past, we humans were still at war with Skygate City and could still hold them back. But now, they're not fighting anymore. We're not strong enough, so we won't continue to hold them back. Now, if we want to take the mine, we can only fight and kill 2 rank 9s to get it. But 2 rank 9s, it's too difficult. Fang Ping shook his head and sighed. Unless the King Jiao can summon 4 or 5 rank 9 beast kings from 100 beasts forest to help. Otherwise, there's no chance. The Jiao's huge eyes showed dissatisfaction. Nonsense! If he could summon them, he would have done so long ago. The point was, even if he did summon them, would he still get any benefits after killing that dumb wood and the city lord? Fang Ping saw this and continued to feed it. He said softly, "But it's not like there's no hope at all." Fang Ping's eyes were bright. The King Jiao has saved me a few times. We resurrected martial artists are very grateful. Do you understand what I mean? You've given me benefits, so I have to give you benefits too. Humans don't want to start a war with Skygate City now, but I'm also a lord in the human world. Roar! The Jiao was furious again. Was he trying to trick a demon? It's true. I'm indeed a lord in the human world. I have a paragon, the ancestors of the true king realm. When I was weak, the ancestors of the true king realm looked down on me, so they could only let me train alone. But I'm strong now, and I've made a name for myself in the human world. The ancestors of the true king realm have taken a liking to me. So, the ancestors gave me some power, and I have some people under me now. The Jiao did not roar this time. Fang Ping smiled. So, if the King Jiao really wants to snatch the mine, I can help. But, Fang Ping frowned. War can't be started so easily. Although you've saved my life a few times, you can't let the humans sink into the mire of war just for me. The Jiao stared at him, as if thinking about something. Fang Ping said again, "If you can give us some benefits as a hiring fee, and the benefits are big enough, we can intervene in this matter. Even if war breaks out, it doesn't matter. My ancestor is a true monarch, so I'm not afraid of such things. Of course, you'll have to fight a rank 9 all by yourself. I don't know if you can do it, otherwise 2 rank 9s are too difficult to deal with." The Jiao shook its huge head and roared, revealing a questioning look. Fang Ping chuckled. "I don't need too many benefits. I just need to get rid of the Skygate tree. It's best if I can get rid of it in one piece. If you take the giant ore, we'll take the monster plant's carcass. After all, the giant ore is very important to the catacombs. If we take it, something bad might happen. However, if the rank 9 monster plant was destroyed, then it would not be a problem to take it away. You're from the 100 Beasts Forest, so I'm sure you know about this, right?" Sly nodded his head. "That's right. It could take away the giant mine, but the Land of Rebirth martial artists could not. Because the huge mine originally belonged to the demon race. The huge mine here belonged to the silly wood, so there was nothing wrong with him killing the silly wood and replacing it. However, if a martial artist from the Land of Rebirth wanted to take it away, a true king would intervene. As a monster beast in a forbidden land, it knew about this information. Chef wanted the silly wood's carcass." The Jiao stared at him for a while. "It would be very difficult. Robbing the mine and killing a king were 2 different concepts." Fang Ping said, "You're the king of a clan after all. Don't you have some friends and relatives? You bring your friends and relatives. As long as you can keep the Skygate City Lord occupied, I'll bring my people to kill the Skygate tree. After we kill the Skygate tree, I'll send people to help you and kill the Skygate City Lord. Otherwise, even if you take away the giant mine, I think he'll take revenge sooner or later. Who can tolerate this?" If you lose the giant mine, the Skygate City Lord will be in big trouble. In order to get out of trouble, he'll fight you to the death. Therefore, if you want to rob the mine, you must kill. Only by killing them can you solve the problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Friends and relatives? The Jiao's huge head continued to sway. If I bring the demons and keep the city lord occupied, Chef can kill the silly wood. After killing the silly wood, I take the mine, and he takes the silly wood's carcass? But if he can kill the silly wood, doesn't that mean? The Jiao was still thinking. Fang Ping said softly, "This, actually has some difficulties. After we killed the Skygate tree, I won't admit that I did it. Of course, the catacombs humans will definitely find out. So when that time comes, King Jiao will have to step forward and say that you invited us to help you kill it. I don't know if King Jiao can do this. If he can't, then I'll have to think about whether it's worth it. For a rank 9 monster plant, I'll completely fall out with the catacombs powerhouses. When that time comes, even if my ancestor is a true king, humans have more than one true king. I might be thrown out as a sacrificial pawn. I'm only here to say this because King Jiao has saved my life a few times. King Jiao, after this, if the Forbidden Lands can step forward and say that they'll take responsibility for this, then I'll do it even if I suffer a great loss. Skygate City and we have a deep grudge. Killing them is still beneficial to humans. But if the Forbidden Lands don't take responsibility, then I can't do it." Although the Jiao did not really understand, it got the gist of it. It suddenly felt dizzy. 100 Beasts Forest had to take responsibility? If that was the case, Chef would not dare to stab it. That was a good thing. But if they killed the city lord and killed the Dumbwood, the Forbidden Lands would not be able to take responsibility. How about they first hoodwink and agree? Then when they really got the huge mine, why would they care about Chef's life? When the time came and Chef was killed by the catacombs' true king, they might even get the Dumbwood's body, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. The Jiao's big head spun wildly. Taking responsibility was impossible. But if Chef really had some strength, it would not be a problem for him to help it snatch the mine. After snatching the mine, who cares if he dies? So, the Jiao thought for a while and nodded wildly. No problem, the Forbidden Lands will take responsibility. You'll just be responsible for killing. As for the consequences, I'll take responsibility. Fang Ping looked doubtful. King Jiao, are you sure the Forbidden Lands can take responsibility? Why don't you go back to 100 Beasts Forest and ask? Roar. The Jiao was furious. It roared. You don't believe me? Then it's a deal. You'll be responsible for keeping the Skygate City Lord busy. Otherwise, I won't be able to take care of the 2 rank 9 powerhouses. This time, the Jiao was in a difficult position. It was not that easy to keep a rank 9 occupied. It was not weak. If it went all out, although it could keep the monster with City Lord busy, it could be easily killed by the monster with City Lord with the divine weapon. It would be best if it could find a few strong rank 8 monsters to help, or a rank 9 Demon King. Forget about the rank 9 Demon King. It might not be able to get rid of it in the end. Then it could only find the rank 8 demons. In 100 Beasts Forest, there were 2 rank 8 demons who were on good terms with it. At most, it would give them some of the mine in the end. In the 10,000 Ants Desert, the big ant was on good terms with it too. However, if it looked for the demons in the 10,000 Ants Desert, it would be easy for the 10,000 Ants Desert to target its harvest. Including itself, could 3 rank 8 demons hold off the monster with City Lord with the divine weapon? The Jiao was still thinking about this. When it sensed another wave of energy coming from the direction of Skygate City, its big eyes suddenly widened. Trying to run again? If it ran, it would no longer be its territory. Other than here, it had no ability to go to other places to snatch the life giant mine. If it wanted to enter the King Realm, it would take years and months. The Jiao looked at Fang Ping abruptly and growled for a while. Fang Ping felt a burst of contempt. Stupid big dog. Look, it believed it just like that. Monsters were monsters. No matter how cunning they were they still had to drink the water that Fang Ping washed his feet with. Thinking of this, Fang Ping felt a little awkward. Don't leave after snatching the mine. In fact, you can't take it with you. You have to kill the 2 rank 9 martial artists to have time to digest the giant mine. My king, you understand this too. Besides, there are many high-ranked martial artists in Skygate City. These people are also a hindrance. If I really make a move this time, then I'll have to pay too much. How about this? We might as well take down Skygate City. You take the giant mine, and the rest belongs to me. Only then will I feel that it's not a loss. Otherwise, the loss will be too great, and I won't be able to bear it. Also, you can only take the life mine in the core area. The periphery will all belong to me. Roar! If you don't agree, then there's no other way. You should repay the kindness of saving your life, but everything has its value. You just want to break through rank 9 anyway. Those low-ranked mines in the periphery are of no use to you. Can't you accept this? If that's the case, I can only say sorry. If I can get the mines in the periphery, then it's worth it. The Jiao expressed its dissatisfaction again. Then, it quickly nodded, indicating that it agreed. Are you sure you can hold off the Skygate City Master? Roar! I just don't feel at ease. Tell me, how many demons can you invite to help? At least let me know. If I think it's possible, then within 3 days, I'll bring my people and enter the Jiao's forest. It's better to do it sooner than later. If we wait any longer, they'll run away. If they run away, we'll be far away from Skygate City. We can't cross realms to fight, or we won't be able to hold on. Roar! The Jiao's roars did not stop. Very quickly it used its mentality to conjure 2 shining golden monsters. Although it did not have a specific appearance, Fan Ping knew that they were probably rank 8. 2 rank 8 monsters plus the Jiao. Fan Ping asked doubtfully. 3 rank 8 monsters can hold off the Skygate City Master? Back then, he used a divine weapon to suppress 2 rank 9 beast kings. The Jiao was very annoyed. I can only invite these 2. What do you want me to do? Fang Ping gritted his teeth and said, If that's the case, why don't you call all your descendants over? I'll also invite some powerhouses to help. This way, there's strength in numbers. We can destroy Skygate City and distract the Skygate City Master. I've long been annoyed with Skygate City. They actually dared to hunt me down. I must avenge them. Also, I'll call my elder ancestor here to guard Mount Royal Sea and block the restricted area's true king. We're fighting at the same level anyway. As long as we don't take away the giant mine, the catacomb's true king won't have the guts to fight with my elder ancestor. This way, our safety will be greatly increased. The Jiao's huge head shook. So awesome, even a true king was invited? Chef seemed to have some status in the land of rebirth. Was he really a true king's descendant? At this moment, Fan Ping's body exuded some aura. The Jiao's eyes widened. So fast. It was not sure before, but now it was. He had actually reached commander level, and he even had an immortal body? Also, was that the aura of a divine weapon? It was very powerful. How long had it been? To the Jiao, it was just a matter of a few days. From the first time it met Chef, it was not worth mentioning. To the demon race, it had only been a little more than a year. It was really nothing. The true king's descendant. Powerful indeed. The Jiao was secretly glad that it did not kill him back then. Otherwise, the true king would not have killed it, right? Now it was all right. This fellow had a background in power, and he was even willing to wage war with Monster Wood City. After killing the silly tree and the Monster Wood City Master, he would digest the giant mine and become a master. Fang Ping, on the other hand, seemed oblivious. He continued, In 3 days, my people will come. I hope King Jiao can hurry up, or else the other party will really leave. After this, I'll repay you for saving my life. Fang Ping said solemnly, From now on, if the king attacks human martial artists, I won't be lenient. Also, after destroying Skygate City, the king digests the giant mine and advances to rank 9, Then you must leave this place. This place is too close to Hope City. Whether you go to the restricted area or other places, or the restricted area or the Forbidden Sea, it won't be a problem. But the Jiao's forest must be abandoned. The Jiao's big head shook, calculating for a while, then nodded indifferently. If it really reached rank 9, it would not care about this place anymore. It was just that it could not bear to part with it. It had stayed here for many years. Chef was right, though. If Monsterwood City was really done for, then the martial artist from the Land of Rebirth would not let it stay here. I'll leave then. Right, before I leave, may I ask if the king doesn't know how to communicate with mentality? Roar! The Jiao suddenly flew into a rage. After roaring for a while, Fang Ping's head hurt from the roars. He made some guesses and deduced that the Jiao was bragging. Anyway, it was basically saying that it knew how to communicate, but it did not care to communicate with lower races. In short, the King Jiao would not communicate with Fang Ping's mentality. It could only roar. Whether or not it understood, it was Fang Ping's problem. Stupid dog, it definitely doesn't communicate with mentality. Or else, there's a barrier to communicating with mentality. Fang Ping felt that his judgment should not be wrong. The catacombs demons did not communicate with humans. They did communicate with the catacombs martial artists, but it was very little. Under normal circumstances, they used roars instead. On the other hand, they would communicate with the guardian demons using mentality. Done! Pack up! I don't know if this big dog can really bring 2 monsters over to help. Even if they really come, I still have to consider if they will betray us. Letting the Jiao invite monsters to help might not be a good thing. The demon's attitude was uncertain. These outland demons seemed to belong to the 10,000 demon royal court. It was hard to say if they would betray us during the big battle. Of course, the Jiao probably would not. This fellow had been eyeing the giant mine for too long. Still, he had to be on guard. Also, if he really killed 2 rank 9s after this, the giant mine that the Jiao wanted, how could it give it? Fang Ping calculated in his heart. If he really killed 2 rank 9s and killed 3 rank 8 monsters along the way, would there be any problems? But I don't have to worry. When that time comes, let old Zhang come to collect the mine. If the Jiao dares to snatch it, I'll smack it to death. Fang Ping was relieved. If the Jiao dared to snatch the mine, he did not have to do anything. Old Zhang could kill it. With a plan in mind, Fang Ping's smile widened. He said, King Jiao, then I'll go back first. If this cooperation goes well, there will be more opportunities next time. The bounded domain, the battlefield of kings, the restricted areas, I've been to all of them. There are too many good things. If you want to become a true king, you can't do it in the outland. It's in these places that I can break through to rank 7 quickly. I'm almost rank 8. In the entire catacombs, you're the only one who has a relationship with me. I hope we can continue working together. The Jiao's eyes widened. The bounded domain? The battlefield of kings? The restricted area? It had never been there, but it had heard of it. No wonder Chef improved so quickly. He went to those good places. At this moment, the Jiao was sure that the descendants of a true king had more opportunities than the outland demons. The Jiao's attitude softened. It nodded its head reservedly. More cooperation in the future. It could not go to those places. But with the descendant of a true king leading it, it was hard to say. It was not easy to meet a descendant of a true king in the outland. However, the other party was a martial artist from the Land of Rebirth. Forget it, who cares? The restricted areas did not declare war with the Land of Rebirth. The royal court of the restricted area did not either. Even if there was, nothing could compare to the improvement of its own strength. After watching Chef leave, the Jiao stood up. It shook its body and roared at Skygate City. Wait for death. Wait for it. The next moment, the Jiao flew toward Hundred Beasts Forest. It would find its brothers to fight them. If it reached the king's territory this time, it would establish its own restricted area. Last time, 100 Beast Forest used its own kind to threaten it. When it became a king and had its own territory, 100 Beasts Forest would not dare to declare war on it. Now 100 Beasts Forest still had to negotiate with the people from the restricted area. Did they consider its feelings? As for the fact that the other party could not transport the giant or of life away, it was not worried. At the same time, Fang Ping returned to Hope City. Seeing Tian Mu and the others looking at him, he said casually, "The Jiao agreed to let us set up camp. It also invited monsters to help me attack Skygate City. Including it, there are 3 rank 8 monsters. That fellow also wanted to invite rank 9 monsters, but I didn't agree. If I go back on my word, there will be problems." Everyone was stunned. Even rank 9 Tian Mu was stunned. There was such a thing? Asking the demons to help attack the city? And it was voluntary. He also sensed the Jiao's departure. Could it be that it went to invite the demons to help? Tian Mu felt a little dizzy. Beside him, Su Mafu and the others also felt a little dizzy. This was the first time in the history of mankind. Since when could humans command the demons? The other party actually went to ask for help. Even those rank 9 powerhouses who subdued mounts could betray them at any time. Asking for help was more or less enough to kill you. Fang Ping continued. Of course, it's hard to guess what the demons are thinking, so we still have to be careful. Senior Tian, during the battle, the other party promised to help us hold off Skygate City's lord. If these monsters betray us, you can directly deal with them. The minister said that you and the others can't do anything, but that's only for Skygate City. The demons are not included. The demons attacked us first. You must stop them in time. At this time, Tian Mu also understood the seriousness of the matter. 3 rank 8 monsters would not be weak, comparable to a rank 9. If they really helped MCMAU would receive unexpected help this time. However, if they betrayed them, then MCMAU would be in big trouble. This matter must be taken seriously. Fang Ping, you must not be careless. Although the Jiao is good friends with you, the Jiao is still only a rank 8. In the Forbidden Land, it may not have much say. Fang Ping nodded. I understand. I will make this clear to everyone. We can't not be careless. However, we can't refuse. If they really help us, those 3 rank 8 monsters are enough to change the whole situation. Everyone nodded. Monsters were strong. If 3 rank 8 monsters came at once, even Wu Kuishan could put up a fight. Everyone was also extremely impressed by Fang Ping. It was really an eye-opener. What did this mean? At first, they thought that MCMAU might not win this time, but now, if the 3 monsters really helped them, then the chances of winning were too high. Fang Ping had such a wide circle of friends that he even made friends with the demons. His social skills were indescribable. Fang Ping smiled without saying a word, appearing inscrutable. Look, now even the rank 9 Tian Mu was impressed by him. When he was a person to this extent, his charisma was really irresistible. After pretending to be 13 for a while, Fang Ping did not stay any longer. He said, Brother Tian, General Su, I'll go back and make arrangements. I'll leave Monster Sunflower City and Monster Phoenix City to you. Tian Mu laughed. If MCMAU really destroys Skygate City, then that will be a great achievement. I'm restricted. If I knew that MCMAU was going to war, I would never have broken through. What a pity! Slaughtering this group of people from Skygate City will intimidate these forces in Monster Sunflower City. I'd like to see if they dare to continue. Fang Ping said a few polite words and quickly left the catacombs. Watching him leave, Su Mafu said with some emotion, This General Fang is really surprising. Since rank 3, he has always surprised me. In this life, my biggest dream is to stop Skygate City's invasion. But he has only entered the catacombs a few times. He actually wants to destroy Skygate City. This is unbelievable. He was in disbelief. He had been guarding Magic City's catacombs for many years. In the past, His biggest wish was to be able to stop Sky Gate City and guard the passageway. However, every time Fang Ping entered the catacombs, the situation changed once. When he entered the catacombs last time, Sky Gate City was forced to migrate. Although it was related to those old grandmasters, if Fang Ping did not disrupt the situation, force the other party to reveal their divine weapons, and destroy a small part of Sky Gate City, the other party would not migrate so quickly. They would not even migrate, waiting for the final battle to come. Thinking of this, Sima Fu did not know what to feel. Would the enemy of his life, the enemy that he had fought for decades, be destroyed in Fang Ping's hands in the end? Genius in a second, remember this site's address. Mobile version M. Chapter 614. McMao. Field 1. Kill! War cries filled the air. People from the military department were doing the final phase of assault training. Fang Ping's figure flashed and appeared on the rooftop of a teaching block near the field. A moment later, Tang Feng's figure appeared. Fang Ping looked at the people who were still fighting on the field and said softly, "Instructor, are you sure you want to bring Tang 1? Tang Feng said calmly, "Is she rank 1? This time, rank 2 and above martial artists had to go to the catacombs. On the school's side, only 120 instructors and less than 1,000 rank 1 martial artists would stay behind to guard the school. This was MC Mayu's worst-case scenario. Tang Wen had already entered rank 3, so naturally, she was not included. Fang Ping's gaze swept around and said slowly, "If you fight, your daughter has the privilege to do so." "No need." Tang Feng also glanced at his daughter who was still training on the field and smiled. "Whether Wenwen is my daughter or not, she is a rank 3 martial artist, so she should fight in the catacombs. It's all because of you. Otherwise, the school would have let rank 2 martial artists train in the catacombs as early as last year. Wenwen has reached rank 3, but she has yet to fight with catacombs martial artists. In my opinion, this is not a good thing. This time, it's actually an opportunity for everyone." As he said that, Tang Feng looked at Fang Ping and said, "Martial artists rise through fighting and break through in fighting. How can a powerhouse be produced if one only cultivates hard? In the past year or so, the school has developed very quickly, but have you noticed? Because the number of times going to the catacombs has decreased, there is no shortage of resources, and the 3 lower ranks martial artists have progressed very quickly. However, some of the older instructors have not improved as expected. Based on the past situation, with so many resources and benefits, there will definitely be martial artists who will have a big breakthrough. In the past, people like Dean Luo and Dean Zhang would have broken through to rank 7 if they had the conditions now. But now they haven't. They are still mentality-vitality fusion." Tang Feng said slowly. "Dean Luo and the rest don't lack courage and fighting experience, but I have to say that in the past year, they are not as hardworking as before. In the past, they went to the catacombs with a clear goal. They would not leave the catacombs without seizing a large amount of resources and returning to the school. However, in the past year, the number of times he went down to the catacombs had decreased. The time he stayed was shorter, and the resources he obtained had actually decreased as well. The school can't rely on you alone. Even if you don't lack resources now, you can't use them all at once. You still have to fight. Besides, it was necessary to wipe out these catacombs martial artists. Even though there will be some casualties in this battle with Sky Gate City, there will definitely be a group of people who will reap great rewards and baptize themselves." Fang Ping nodded slightly. Tang Feng continued, "That's why you don't have to think too much. Fang Ping, I realize that you've been thinking too much this time. You don't have to think that everything is foolproof. When you enter the catacombs to fight, even if you're at the pinnacle, there's no guarantee that you'll be absolutely safe." Fang Ping smiled. "It's a little stressful. Please understand, teacher." Yes, there was pressure. The pressure was not just a little big, it was very big. Nearly 1,000 instructors and more than 4,000 students. More than 5,000 people. There were friends, classmates, teachers. he had arrived in this familiar yet strange world on the eve of Gaokao. In the past 2 years, other than a few months in Sun City, he had spent the remaining 2 years in MC Mayu. MC Mayu had become his second home. How could Fan Ping not feel pressured when thousands of lives were at stake? This battle was said to be led by the rank 9 Wu Kuishan, but in reality, it was Fan Ping who had suggested it. If he had not mentioned it, Wu Kuishan might not have mentioned it even if he was eager for revenge. As they spoke, Wu Kuishan and the others appeared. Wu Kuishan said, "It's normal to feel pressured. Don't let it affect yourself. Has the encampment been confirmed?" "It's confirmed. Jiao's forest." Wu Kuishan and the others looked at Fan Ping. Fan Ping gave a brief explanation and said quickly, "This is a good thing. Fighting in Jiao's forest is better than fighting in the wilderness. Won't the monsters attack us? Jiao is very smart. It won't do such a thing. At least before we take over the giant mine, Jiao won't turn against us. It has already offended Skygate City. If it turns against us, it won't be able to bear the consequences." As he said that, Fan Ping added, "If Jiao really brought 2 rank 8 monsters, they can hold the Skygate City Lord back. Vice-Chancellor, this is our chance." Fan Ping's eyes lit up. He said slowly, "Before this, I was still thinking that if you and Instructor Li each take on a rank 9, it won't be a problem to hold the other party back. If you want to kill the other party, it'll be difficult, too difficult. However, if the Skygate City Lord, a rank 9 with a divine weapon, is held back. You and Instructor Li, you have a divine weapon and can suppress the Skygate tree. Instructor Li, on the other hand, will wait for an opportunity to slash. Even if you can't kill the Skygate tree in a second, you can still severely injure it. When that time comes, the Vice-Chancellor will deal the finishing blow, and the Skygate tree will definitely die. It's best if you can kill the other party in a second, seize its life essence, and obtain the complete rank 9 monster plant remains. Instructor Li doesn't have a rank 9 aura, so the other party may not care about you. Instructor will choose to hide from the start. It's fine if you don't use your sword, but when you do, you'll definitely kill. This way, after you kill the other party, it'll be much easier to join forces to deal with the Skygate City Lord." Old Man Li frowned slightly. "So, you're not going to let me fight in the beginning?" "Yes." "Who's going to deal with the Skygate City rank 8? "I'll do it." These words were not said by Fan Ping. In the next moment, Qin Yaoting came walking in the air, saying mildly, "Leave the Skygate City rank 8 to me." Fan Ping saw Qin Yaoting and frowned slightly. Wu Kuishan had noticed him long ago, so he was not surprised. Instead, he said calmly, "You're the only high rank in SCMAU, and also the family head of the Qin family. You have a family to feed you. Are you sure you want to come?" Qin Yaoting glanced at Fan Ping and said, "I'll help. The price is not low. 10 caddies of life essence." Having said that, Qin Yaoting said again, "Give it to me." Fan Ping saw that he was looking at him with a blank expression. "Give me the loan slips." Qin Yaoting let out a light humph. "I, Qin Yaoting, have never owed a debt in my life. I'm old now, so I won't. This battle is not for a favor, nor is it for anything else. It's just a deal. Fight once, regardless of life or death, and all debts will be written off." Fan Ping did not say anything. In his hand appeared a bunch of loan slips. After searching for a while, he finally found one and shattered it. Everyone else's eyelids twitched as they watched. This kid, how many loan slips had he collected? At this time, Fan Ping took back the loan slips and said seriously, "Old Qin, when I gave away the life essence, I never thought of getting it back. This battle is very dangerous. Not only Skygate City's rank 8, but Monster Sunflower City's rank 8 might also help." "I know." Qin Yaoting was no stranger to this. He said, "This battle, according to MC Mayu's current scale, and with my help. Skygate City itself has 2 rank 9s, 1 rank 8s, and 3 rank 7s. From Skygate City's perspective, MC Mayu has 1 rank 9s, 2 rank 8s, and 5 rank 7s, Yao Qingjun will help. That's 6 rank 7s. Qin Yaoting was not surprised. He continued, for safety reasons, Skygate City might invite 2 rank 8s and 6 to 7 rank 7s to help. This is also the limit. Monster Sunflower City won't turn out in full force. Fang Ping nodded. I know about Monster Sunflower City. 3 rank 8s and 14 rank 7s. The probability of them sending half of their forces to help is not high. It's more likely to be a rank 8. Of course, prepare for the worst. According to what you said, that would be 3 rank 8s. Fang Ping had not finished speaking when Qin Yaoting suddenly looked at him and said, Since you advocated for war before, didn't you prepare at all? Jiao was an unexpected factor. Since Fang Ping dared to talk about war before, he must have some confidence. Fang Ping saw that Wu Kuishan and the rest were also looking at him. He smiled and said, A little. My original idea was that we don't invite anyone to help. With this group of people, Skygate City will probably invite some rank 7 martial artists to help. Rank 8 might not be invited. Of course, if they do, they will only invite 1 person at most. Including Skygate City, that will be 2 people. I will hold one of them back. Old Lu, Vice-Chancellor Huang, and Instructor Tang will hold the other one back. Vice-Chancellor will suffer a little and hold the 2 rank 9s first. Instructor Li will be flexible and look for an opportunity to kill his opponent. What about the rank 7? Yao Qingjun, Wang Jinyang, and Li Hansong. Fang Ping did not hesitate and said immediately. Iron Head and the rest donated their divine weapons and received a few stalks of dark moon grass. Now that they have mentality-vitality fusion and consumed the dark moon grass, they have a high chance of advancing to rank 7. Once they enter rank 7, even if the 3 of them can't kill those rank 7s, they will be able to hold a large number of them back. When that time comes, it will depend on who dies first. The combat strength will reach a temporary balance. As long as one side pulls out their manpower, they will have a chance to win. Of course, this way, the probability of luck is higher. But it's not really luck. The Catacombs powerhouses are not as united as us, especially Monster Sunflower City. They are not on the same side as Skygate City. My idea is that when it comes to a critical moment, Instructor Li will not deal with the rank 9, but kill the Monster Sunflower City rank 8 who will help. This way, the Monster Sunflower City rank 7 martial artists might escape. The probability is very high. When that time comes, everyone will pull out their hands. First, kill the Skygate City rank 7, then surround and kill the rank 8. This way, the possibility of the 2 rank 9s escaping in the end is very high. But if they really escape, then forget it. At least we can annihilate the others in Skygate City. In the beginning, I didn't really have the intention to make the 2 rank 9s stay. Qin Yaoting's eyes flickered when he heard that. So, now you want to make the 2 of them stay? According to Fang Ping's previous plan, although it was not as fast as changes, it might not go as he expected. However, if Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong really broke through and had the ability to hold back many rank 7s, then the probability of Fang Ping killing the Skygate City rank 7 and rank 8 martial artists was still quite high. Rank 9s, however, would be difficult. Once Old Man Li used the first sword, he might not be able to use the second sword. Even if he could, the rank 9s were not idiots. They would not give you a second chance. When that time came, even if the 2 rank 9s were besieged and could not win, they could still escape calmly. But now, did Fang Ping really want to make the 2 of them stay? Yes. Jiao's appearance was an accident, but if this accident is used well, then there's hope of changing the entire battle situation, Fang Ping said with a smile. Skygate City has 2 rank 9s now, and they still need to invite rank 7s to help. In their eyes, their strength far surpasses ours. Actually, even if they don't invite the people from Monster Sunflower City to help, in their eyes, Skygate City's strength is not weaker than ours. A rank 9 is enough to take on all the high ranks except the Vice-Chancellor. If the other party is a little arrogant, it's possible that Skygate City's original team will fight. Of course, I'm afraid King Huai will not give us this opportunity. After all, Magic City Catacombs is not King Huai's territory. It's still hard to say how many people from Monster Sunflower City will come to help. As for the specifics, we'll only know when we enter the catacombs. Qin Yaoting nodded, then smiled and said, According to what you said, then it's not a problem. I'll fight, and I'll pay my debt, and it'll be easy. But do you really think you can block a rank 8? Not necessarily, but I'm afraid the other party won't be able to kill me easily, Fan Ping said with a smile. The rank 8 in Skygate City is not too powerful, not the top-notch kind. The truly powerful ones have already died in battle. That's why I have this plan. Rank 8 powerhouses were all known as Golden Body powerhouses, but there were also strong and weak Golden Body powerhouses. Some had forged their golden bodies for many years, some had just entered rank 8, and some did not have very scary golden body strength. Fan Ping admitted that he could not defeat a rank 8, but using combat techniques to trap the other party and entangle him for a while was not a big problem. These few days, Fan Ping had also been continuously solidifying his core materialization. In the past, he had always been self-destructing, and his core had collapsed. Fan Ping also did not have the intention to solidify too strong. However, since Nan Yunwei and the others pointed out his flaws, Fan Ping did not think about self-destructing anymore. Recently, he had been pursuing making the materialization more solid, more powerful. When other people's mentality was depleted, they would need a long time to recover. Fan Ping's speed of solidification in a day was comparable to a regular rank 7 in a year. That was really a year. For a middle stage rank 7 like Huang Jing, solidifying a materialization for a year would exhaust his mentality at most 100 times, which meant that he would consume 200,000 hertz of mentality in a year. For Fan Ping, 200,000 hertz of mentality was only 200,000 wealth points. Spending 1 million wealth points would be equivalent to old Huang's 5 years of work without sleep or rest. Fan Ping needed time to solidify the materialization. He could not achieve consuming 1 million wealth points in a day, but 200,000 points in a day was still achievable. After the Grandmaster Banquet ended on the 8th of August, Fan Ping had been doing this, although it was not 24/7. However, at this moment, the degree of solidification of his core materialization, if Nan Yunwei and the others saw it, would probably drop their jaws in shock. Seeing that he was confident, Qin Yaoting did not ask further. He looked at Wu Kuishan and the others and said, I will assist in battle. I will not be a burden to MC Meiyu. If there is a rank 8 in Monster Sunflower City, then leave the 2 rank 8s to me. If there are 2 or 3 rank 8s, then Fan Ping, you will be responsible for one. Fan Ping looked at Old Qin, a little surprised. Bragging? You have just entered rank 8 not long ago, yet you are so confident? Qin Yaoting was a little annoyed by his stare. He snorted coldly and said, What? Don't believe me? When I was rank 7, I had fought with a rank 8 before, and I was not at a disadvantage. Do you really think that I am the first rank 7 for nothing? It was not like anyone who reached peak rank 7 could become the first rank 7. He was still the first rank 7 in the world. There were many rank 7 martial artists in the world, and many of them were at peak. Many of them were only one step away from rank 8, and they also had divine weapons. But they were still not as good as him. Realm was not the only factor in determining combat strength. Until now, he was the only Grandmaster in SCMAU. To be able to bring SCMAU into the ranks of the top 10 elite schools, Qin Yaoting's reputation was evident. Fan Ping laughed dryly. He thought for a while and said, Old Qin, what rank is your divine weapon? Peak rank 7. As he said that, seeing that Fan Ping was about to speak, Qin Yaoting waved his hand and said, You don't have to give me a rank 8 divine weapon. Your rank 8 might not be better than mine. I have cultivated this divine weapon from early stage rank 7 to peak, and it took me decades. Now that I am not too far away from rank 8, I can also unleash its full potential in my hands. A divine weapon was not really powerful just because its rank was high. It also depended on the user, as well as the user's mastery and compatibility with the divine weapon. The consumption of a rank 7 divine weapon was less than a rank 8. Qin Yaoting unleashing the divine weapon's full potential was more powerful and cost-effective than mastering a rank 8 divine weapon that he was not too familiar with. Fang Ping heard that and laughed. I really don't have a rank 8 divine weapon anymore, but, Fang Ping said, I still have an ancient martial weapon whose material is comparable to peak rank 8. Old Qin, do you think that if you melt this weapon, you can cultivate your divine weapon to rank 8? As soon as he said that, everyone was surprised again. You still have a peak rank 8 ancient divine weapon? This kid, he really had a lot of good stuff that exceeded expectations. Fang Ping did not say that he still had an ancient divine weapon that was comparable to rank 9. Alright, that was saved by Iron Head, he could not just give it away. Fang Ping had not decided how to unleash the Iron Head, this ancient divine weapon, to the fullest. Iron Head himself could not use it now either. That fellow was now waiting for his life gate to open. If he wanted to get his own ancient divine weapon, it had to be at least the kind that was stronger than old Jiao's. That fellow had been very excited these few days, talking about ancient divine weapon, storage ring, and the like all day long. As for the ancient divine weapon that Fang Ping had, he had almost forgotten about it. Ancient divine weapon, Qin Yaoting mumbled. When a dull ancient sword appeared in Fang Ping's hand, everyone observed it for a while. Wu Quishan said, It's an ancient divine weapon, but it doesn't seem to have been maintained very well. Its original material might be comparable to rank 9. Unfortunately, after a long time, without a martial artist's vitality to nourish it, it seems to have fallen. Weapons needed to be maintained too. Not to mention the alloy weapons used by martial artists, divine weapons were all placed in the Sanjiao Gate and nourished with mentality and vitality force. This way, the weapon would become stronger and stronger. On the contrary, if it was not nourished for a long time, the weapon would also decay. The ancient divine weapon in Fang Ping's hand might have been a rank 9 back then. Qin Yaoting examined it for a while, looked at Fang Ping, smiled and said, Are you sure you want to give it to me to nourish my divine weapon? If this weapon is given to a rank 9 martial artist to nourish for a period of time, it might be able to return to its previous state. Compared to modern divine weapons, the difference between ancient divine weapons and modern divine weapons was actually not that big. However, modern divine weapons had a little advantage, because the core was a demon's core, which could be appropriately animated. Ancient divine weapons, on the other hand, actually had some special functions. They were considered to be about the same. This divine weapon might be a rank 9. You want to give it to me? As he said that, he emphasized, I won't lend it to you. Chapter 6:15. Time passed in the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye, August 15th had arrived. August 15th, Saturday. The summer weather could change in an instant. Yesterday, the sun was shining brightly. Today, early in the morning, it was drizzling. Field 1. Fang Ping looked up at the sky and smiled suddenly. It's a good day. The weather is great. Beside him, Qin Fengqing also looked up at the sky and mumbled. Damn, the weather was good? Was there something wrong with him? At this moment, Fang Ping suddenly looked at him and smiled. If I say the weather is good, then it is good. After saying that, Fang Ping soared into the sky like lightning. The next moment, in the sky, Fang Ping let out a roar and a golden glow erupted. Rumble! In the sky, lightning flashed continuously. After a while, the dark clouds above MC Mayu disappeared. In the field, the instructors and students were mesmerized by what they saw. This was a Grand Master. After a while, Fang Ping landed and laughed. The sun is shining brightly. It's a good day. At this moment, the sun appeared. In the huge magic city, it was still drizzling in other places. On the other hand, there were no clouds in the sky above MC Mayu. It was a bright sunny day. Qin Fengqing did not grumble anymore. He was still shocked and envious. This was a powerhouse. If Fang Ping said the weather was good, then it was good, even if it was not. On the rostrum, Wu Kuishan glanced at him and smiled. A man could fix the sky. Ignoring Fang Ping, Wu Kuishan looked around. At this moment, he was the only one on the rostrum. The other grandmasters were below. After looking around, looking at the young faces and the excited instructors, Wu Kuishan was speechless for a long time. Below, Fang Ping saw that Wu Kuishan did not say anything and shouted again. Today, 913 MC Mayu instructors should be deployed. Vice-Chancellor Liu entered the catacombs earlier. 912 people are present. Everyone is present. On the other side, Qin Yinshi also shouted crisply. 4220 MC Mayu students should be deployed. 4,220 people are present. Everyone is present. On the other side, Du Hong said loudly. 98 people should be deployed. 98 people are present. Everyone is present. Wu Kuishan came back to his senses. An army of more than 5,000 martial artists. Excluding the 120 instructors who stayed behind and about 1,000 rank 1 martial artists, MC Mayu had gone all out. Even the military had only launched a few wars of this scale. Martial artists did not like to motivate themselves before a battle. Wu Kuishan did not say much. After a while, he suddenly raised his right hand and roared. MC Mayu will win! MC Mayu will win! The roar shook the heavens. Depart! With a loud roar, Wu Kuishan headed straight for the southern area. This time, he took the passageway to the catacombs. Below the stage. Seeing this, Fang Ping waved his hand and led his team to catch up. As he walked, he moved closer to Tang Feng and said with slight regret, "Why didn't the Vice-Chancellor listen to my opinion?" Tang Feng ignored him. The others also ignored him. There was no other reason. Fang Ping had gone crazy, and everyone was too lazy to care. He suggested to Wu Kuishan that they should not use the passageway. It would not be spectacular if they used the passageway. According to Fang Ping's words, MC Mayu grandmasters held hands and unleashed their mentality, bringing thousands of people with the flight step, heading straight for Magic City military camp. Let everyone in Magic City see how powerful MC Mayu was. As a result, when this suggestion came out, no one paid any attention to him. Crazy. If they had this mentality to waste, they might as well kill more enemies. They thought it was crazy, but Fang Ping thought it was necessary. At this moment, no one paid any attention to him. Fang Ping said regretfully again. It's not easy being a martial artist. It's rare to have such an opportunity. It's still necessary to get everyone excited. The Vice-Chancellor doesn't know how to boost morale at all. Thousands of people used the flight step. Although no one said anything, they were still satisfied. Vice-Chancellor, you still don't know enough about the human heart. Beside him, Lu Fengru could not hold it in anymore. She growled. Shut up! At this moment, the team of thousands of people heard Fang Ping's nonsense. It was seriously disrupting the order. Fang Ping shrugged. Then, he laughed suddenly. There's no need to be so sad or solemn when going to war. Martial artists aren't children. They should be nervous after all. They need to be happy and relax. After saying that, Fang Ping looked at Qin Fengqing and shouted, Old Qin, sing a song to boost morale. Qin Fengqing did not hesitate and sang loudly. Let's go down and chop people's heads, chop people's heads. Let's go down and dig a huge mine, dig a huge mine. Today is so happy, so happy. Yo, we're rich, we're rich. The whole team stopped for a moment. Wu Kuishan's back was slightly stiff. Damn, I want to kill someone to sacrifice to the flag now. I wonder if that's possible? Behind them, Qin Zhenhua and the others who watched them leave were also stunned. Just now, everyone was nervous and solemn. Now, everyone only wanted to kill one person. Maybe the sacrifice would be good. The nervousness and solemnity disappeared. In the team, some people were holding back their laughter until their faces were red. Qin Fengqing was still singing. No one responded to him. Even Fang Ping did not say a word after saying that line. He would not do something so embarrassing. However, old Sheen was shameless. It was still possible for him to stand up and ease the atmosphere. Some students were nervous, and it was easy for them to make mistakes. Fang Ping saw many students walking stiffly. There was no need to create tension now. At the same time, outside MCMAU, a group of powerhouses did not enter the school. They watched as the MCMAU people left. In front of the crowd, Magic City's governor murmured, "May we win! May MCMAU's martial arts never die! MCMAU's victory! Sino Nation's victory! Humans' victory! Victory!" A group of Grandmaster powerhouses shouted in a low voice. If they won this battle, the Magic City Catacombs' biggest enemy would be destroyed. How many people in the 13 cities of Magic City Catacombs would dare to fight? Outside the crowd, there was another group of people. Fang Mingrong and his wife, Fang Yuan, as well as the families of many MCMAU instructors and students. Many people had come. They did not know what had happened. They did not know why they were fighting and who they were fighting for. However, they knew that their loved ones were rushing to the battlefield. These few days, even though the MCMAU people did not reveal anything to the outside world, there were still some words that leaked out. No one was a fool. Magic City was not Sun City. There were many martial artists here. Here, many martial artists died in battle every year. Many people did not even know why they died. Living in a big city like this, it was inevitable that people would know things that ordinary people did not. Not to mention that many martial artists' family members were martial artists themselves. At this moment, MCMAU's expedition to the catacombs had countless people worried. In the crowd, someone's eyes were red and he murmured, "When would the war stop?" Magic City Catacombs, Underground Hall. The MCMAU people entered the Ally House in an orderly manner. Fang Ping chatted with the gatekeeper while waiting. He chuckled and said, "Uncle, this Ally House will be demolished soon. It's such a hindrance." The gatekeeper chuckled. "We'll have to wait a little longer. I've waited and waited. I've waited so long that I don't like it anymore." Fang Ping was all smiles. He touched the alloy wall and said softly, "When I first saw this thing, my eyes were red. I told Uncle Scar that when we get back, we'll demolish the house and divide this thing. He also said that when I come to demolish the house, he'll help me." The gatekeeper's eyes dimmed slightly. He smiled quickly and said, "It's okay. The next time you demolish it, I'll help you. When it's done, just give me some." Fang Ping laughed out loud. When he was done, he suddenly said, "Uncle, don't go down to the catacombs this time. These words are inauspicious." The gatekeeper laughed out loud too. When he was done laughing, he said seriously, "I won't go down to the catacombs. I'll wait for you to come out and celebrate. I'll wait for the day when you demolish this thing and don't need gatekeepers anymore." If he went down to the catacombs, it meant that the situation in the catacombs would worsen. The war would break out again, and MCMAU would not be able to win. That was why he did not go down to the catacombs. He wanted to wait here. Wait for this group of heroic sons and daughters to defeat the enemy and return victorious. The MCMAU people had all entered the catacombs. Fang Ping waved his hand at the people in the hall and laughed. "Everyone, wait for our good news here. When we come out, remember to make arrangements to film the scene of our victorious return. If there's a chance in the future, let everyone see it." "Okay. Definitely." The martial artists in the hall answered in a sonorous and forceful voice. They would. They definitely would. Hope City. When Fan Ping came out, Tian Mu, Old Fan, Ko Bianjiang, Su Mafu, these people were all waiting. In the crowd, Lu Pola had already walked to Tang Feng and the others with a smile, saying something in a low voice. When Fan Ping arrived, the MCMAU people were all present. Tian Mu stood up and said, "After we leave the city, Hope City will not send a single soldier. In the east and west, Hope City will assist in defense. Today, if Skygate City has powerhouses as reinforcements, they will rush to Skygate City today. Next, if powerhouses from other cities join the battle, Hope City will try its best to stop them. Everyone, the military department can only do this much. If Tianmu did not say it. He did not want to say it. If they were defeated, it would be difficult for the high ranks to escape. The middle and low-ranked martial artists could retreat. Wu Quishan said lightly, "There are no ifs. Victory!" As soon as he finished speaking, Wu Quishan leaped into the air and shouted, "Leave the city!" They did not stay in Hope City. This was not where MC Mayu was stationed. They were going to camp in the Jiao's forest 30 li away. Along the way, some martial artists watched as the MC Mayu people left the city, shouting, "Victory!" continuously. Skygate City. The broken south gate of Skygate City had now been restored to its original state. Sensing the heaven-shaking vitality fluctuation from afar, the Skygate City Lord, wearing a crown on his head, said coldly on the city wall, "Go, investigate the situation. Investigate it directly, investigate it in front of them. Investigate it clearly." Behind him, a rank 7 chieftain responded loudly, leaped into the air, and headed straight for Hope City without any concealment. After the chieftain left, the Skygate City Lord suddenly looked at the Jiao's forest and snorted coldly. "The Golden Horn Beast has invited 2 level 8 monsters from the 100 Beasts Forest. What is its purpose?" "My lord, the Golden Horn Beast is interested in the mineral vein of life. I'm worried." The only rank 8 powerhouse in Skygate City looked worried. 3 rank 8 monsters were eyeing them like tigers watching their prey. This was a great threat. The Skygate City Lord's eyes were dark. After a while he said, "This is a bet made by the true king powerhouses. We can't refuse. 100 Beasts Forest has also been informed that an envoy has arrived." As he waited, the vitality pillar of tens of millions of people gathered closer and closer to Skygate City. Soon the commander-in-chief who had just left returned. He reported loudly, "My king, the opponent is 1 king realm, 2 venerables, and 6 commanders. 5 prospective commanders, 100 generals, quite strong." The Skygate City Lord murmured. In his understanding, MC Mayu was a sect. Even though he knew that the other party was somewhat different from sects, the difference was not big. A sect with a king realm powerhouse was already very strong. Even in the restricted area, such a sect was enough to occupy 1 or 2 big cities. Of course, although such strength was strong, it was not so strong that Skygate City could not match it. If he joined forces with the Divine Tree, there was hope to kill the Snake King. Even if it was one-on-one, he was not afraid of the Snake King who had just broken through. He had broken through to King Realm for almost 100 years, and with a rank 9 divine weapon in hand, he was not afraid of the Snake King. But he wanted to keep the Snake King. If that was the case, then he had to join forces with the Divine Tree. By joining forces, there was hope to not give the other party a chance to escape and kill him. As for Skygate City, the remaining venerables and commander-in-chiefs were not as strong as the other party. Go to Monster Sunflower City and ask King Sunflower to send people to help. Tell King Sunflower that after this battle, I will leave the 7 southern territories. If he does not contribute, Monster Sunflower City will face greater pressure in the future. Take this opportunity to kill the Snake King. He will weigh the gains and losses." The Skygate City Lord was not afraid that King Sunflower would not help. After this time, he would leave. Once he left, Monster Sunflower City would be the main force to attack Hope City. If he did not take this opportunity to destroy MC Mayu, he would not be the one to suffer in the future. Monster Sunflower City was strong. With 3 venerables and 14 commander-in-chiefs, it was stronger than Monster Wood City before it was heavily damaged. Now it depended on how much boldness King Sunflower had. The Skygate City Lord sneered in his heart. If he did not contribute, then he would kill the Snake King and leave the 7 southern territories. As for the rest of the people, he would not care. In the future, Monster Sunflower City should not regret it. If King Sunflower had the boldness, then he would take this opportunity to go all out. Besides the king realm, all the venerables and commander-in-chiefs would come. Only then could he completely destroy MC Mayu and leave no survivors. However, the Sky Gate City Lord also knew that the hope of going all out was not high. He would have to leave some people behind. It all depended on King Sunflower's decision. Outside the Jiao's forest, Fan Ping waved his hand, signaling the MC Mayu crowd to stop. 1,000 meters ahead was the Jiao's forest. At this moment, Fan Ping could already feel the aura of a rank 8 powerhouse. The Jiao had really invited 2 rank 8 monsters. At the boundary of the Jiao's forest, the Jiao shook its big head, looking at Fan Ping and the others, its big eyes showing shock. So many people. In front of the crowd, Fan Ping set up a mentality barrier and said softly, "That, Vice-Chancellor, I'm the boss now. You guys, be a little more respectful to me." Wu Quishan glanced at him. This kid Fan Ping, when he came in, finally told them the truth, how he had tricked the monsters. Wu Quishan was dumbfounded. Now hearing him say this, Wu Quishan's face darkened, but his body stiffened. He saluted Fan Ping and said lightly, "Your Royal Highness, you don't have to worry about us." Fan Ping's body stiffened too. Being called that by old Wu. Why did he feel uncomfortable all over? "Cough, cough, Vice-Chancellor, don't be like this. That, you can just call me General. Humans are different from those in the catacombs. The Jiao is an idiot, just a little trick will do. Help yourself, General." Having said that, Wu Quishan glanced at Qin Fengqing beside him. Qin Fengqing was confused. "Why are you looking at me?" Wu Quishan humphed. "Isn't this your favorite thing to do? Shout a few times and fool them." Qin Fengqing felt aggrieved. Mother Kerr, who liked doing this? What did old Wu mean? He was reluctant, but the other was the Vice-Chancellor. Even though Qin Fengqing was aggrieved, he did not delay. He roared, "General, the Jiao's forest has arrived. Please give us your instructions, General." "Got it. You may leave," Fan Ping responded, his face indifferent. Soon, Fan Ping walked to the front and looked at the Jiao. The Jiao looked at him too. Chef was very awesome. He even had a King Realm subordinate. No wonder he said he was confident he could kill the dumb blockhead. But just one King Realm. Would it be enough? The Jiao glanced at Wu Quishan cautiously. He seemed familiar, but it was too lazy to think too much. So what if it was the King Realm? The King Realm had to listen to Chef. Fan Ping walked to the side and shouted, "Jiao! MCMAU is using the Jiao's forest. Retreat quickly, or else you will not be allowed to act presumptuously when the war starts." While shouting, Fan Ping used his mentality to transmit his voice. "King Jiao, cooperate with me. You guys retreat first. This time, I will start a war with Sky Gate City. At the last moment, you guys will attack and numb the other party. Make the Sky Gate City Lord think that we started the war, and it has nothing to do with you." Having said that, Fan Ping used his mentality to transmit his voice again. "Otherwise, if we expose our true intentions now, they will definitely be on guard against you. Then, the chances will be slim." The Jiao shook its head, thinking for a while. Suddenly it roared, its roar shaking the heavens. The next moment, 2 golden lights flashed. Soon 2 golden beasts appeared where they were. One looked like an elephant. It was huge. Fan Ping recognized it. It was a giant elephant beast. The mammoth beast was extremely strong. At the rank 8 realm, its physical strength was even stronger than the average rank 8 monster beast. The other one had 2 long horns. It looked like an antelope. Fan Ping had never seen it before, but it did not seem weak. The 3 beasts gathered. The Jiao roared loudly. The other 2 beasts also roared violently. They looked at Wu Quishan cautiously, then roared at Fan Ping. Fan Ping was stunned for a moment. Acting? F***CK. Did the Jiao not mention anything about cooperation? The possibility was high. Looking at the 2 beasts, They probably did not know about it. The Jiao was roaring now, not allowing humans to invade. Fang Ping sighed in his heart. The Jiao was really not a good guy. Thinking about it, Fang Ping roared again. Jiao! Do you really want to start a war with humans? This time, we are just borrowing this place to set up camp. After the war, this place will be returned to you. Don't make a mistake! Roar! The roars came one after another, traveling dozens of miles. No way! Not lending! In the next moment, Wu Kuishan and the others unleashed a powerful aura, intimidating everyone. Behind them, the MCMAU crowd roared. Kill, kill, kill! Murderous intent soared to the sky. At this moment, a beast flew over quickly from afar, roaring for a while. The Jiao's eyes showed a hint of confusion. Was the land of rebirth really going to war with Skygate City? The true king's order? Fang Ping looked at the direction of the beast, and knew it came from 100 Beasts Forest. His mentality fluctuated, and he said immediately, I asked my elder ancestor to guard Mount Royal Sea, using the excuse that I will lead the forces under my command to fight against Skygate City. The elder ancestor also promised to help me this time, and it will be the last time. If I don't achieve the desired results, then I will be in trouble. King Jiao, in order to repay your kindness, I have done everything I can. If I don't get anything this time, I will be screwed. So, I have to say this again, after this, except for the core mineral vein, everything else must belong to me. The Jiao understood now. No wonder the true king's order was passed down. It was the chef's elder ancestor. The true king's descendant was good. Thinking about it, the Jiao still felt uneasy. If it made a move, the true king, as if he knew what it was thinking, Fang Ping said telepathically, Don't worry, Skygate City is King Huai's force. 7 southern regions is not King Huai's territory. If he dares to attack you, my elder ancestor will suppress him. Moreover, King Huai can't control the demons. Don't worry, King Jiao. The Jiao hesitated slightly. Fang Ping said again, If King Jiao is worried, then forget it. Actually, it wasn't easy for me to get to where I am now. Why don't I kill some middle-ranked martial artists this time, then retreat with my people? It will be considered a meritorious service. If King Jiao wants to break through, wait until I have strength and my position is solid, then I will help you seize the other mineral veins of life. The Jiao roared. No way! This was a rare opportunity, and the chef was running away now. How could that be? The 100 Beasts Forest could not participate in the war between the two sides. It did not participate in the war. It was only here to seize the mineral veins. It had a personal grudge with Monsterwood City, but it had nothing to do with the war. Besides, the silly tree almost killed it last time. Could it not take revenge? Yes, revenge. As for whether or not the silly tree almost killed it last time, it was already publicly known that it was the silly tree who did it. Moreover, this was its territory. When the war started and the other party invaded its territory, it would not be a problem for it to come back and defend its territory. Demon's territory could not be invaded. Invading its territory was a provocation. It was in the right. King Huai. Who was King Huai? The 7 southern territories was the Green Wolf King's territory. The chef's ancestor was guarding it, and the Green Wolf King would not allow a foreign king to run wild in the 7 southern territories. The 100 Beasts Forest and the Green Wolf King were also connected. The Jiao had thought of all these. As a demon beast with ideals, ambitions, and great ambitions, the Jiao felt that it must seize this opportunity. Without further consideration, the Jiao roared again, unwilling to give up, and soared into the air with the 2 rank 8 demon beasts, flying into the distance. Below, hundreds of demon beasts that looked similar to the Jiao also chased after the Jiao. Fang Ping glanced at them and was slightly speechless. He had always thought that the Jiao was single, but now, it was hard to say. Among the hundreds of demon beasts, there were 3 rank 7s, and the rest were mostly middle ranks. It was not a weak force. The Jiao flew away, bringing its clansmen and the 2 rank 8 demon beasts. Only then did Wu Kuishan walk up and ask, What's going on? It left first. When the high-ranked battle starts, it will bring the demon back. Are you sure? Fan Ping thought for a moment, then said, I'm 70% sure. This demon beast wants money more than its life. It thinks it's smart, but it's actually stupid. It will probably take the bait. Wu Quishan was speechless. He shook his head and stopped thinking about it. He said, if the Jiao doesn't join the battle, then its goal is to kill all high-ranked martial artists except for rank 9. If we can kill the Sky Gate City Lord, then kill him. If we can't, then we give up. At this moment, Wu Quishan was very clear-headed. Although he was unwilling to let the Sky Gate City Lord go, if there was no chance, he would not bring everyone to their deaths. Fan Ping nodded, then shouted, everyone, enter the Jiao's forest! Very soon, Fan Ping led the group toward the core area of the Jiao's forest. Chapter 616. Not long after Fan Ping and the others entered the Jiao's forest. In the east, several figures flew across the sky, and the pressure they exuded shook the sky. 2 rank 8s! Fan Ping's expression changed slightly. Although it was within his expectations, the fact that 2 rank 8s had come from Monster Sunflower City still made him somewhat solemn. Since 2 level 8 martial artists had come, Qin Yaoting would have to stop them. Qin Yaoting said calmly, leave these 2 to me. Elder Qin, I've already told you. I've taken everything. Don't worry. Qin Yaoting was unwilling to say more. Beside him, Wu Quishan said slowly, there are still 6 rank 7s as reinforcements and 9 rank 7s. Lu Pola glanced at everyone and said, Huang Jing and I will handle the Sky Gate City rank 8. Elder Lu, kill those rank 7 martial artists with all your might. Lu Pola's eyes were sharp as he said, it's been so many years, but this is the first time I've had such an opportunity. Every one of them counts. Fan Ping gritted his teeth. He took a deep breath and said, since old Lu insists, then teacher, you and teacher Tang will join forces to hold off that rank 8. Yao Qingjun and I will kill those rank 7 martial artists as soon as possible, then we'll go and help you. As he said that, Fan Ping tilted his head to look at Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong, saying, both of you. Wang Jinyang nodded and said, don't worry, we will find an opportunity to break through. Now is not the right time. Now that there were 2 more rank 7s, perhaps more people from Monster Sunflower City would come, which would increase the pressure on everyone. Yes. Fan Ping nodded. At this moment, someone laughed loudly in the direction of Skygate City. Snake King! Since you're already here, why not meet me? Humph! Wu Quishan snorted coldly and soared into the sky. Fan Ping and the others also leaped into the air, looking into the distance. Skygate City was still very far away, more than 30 miles away. However, 30 li was only 15,000 meters. For high-ranked powerhouses, a distance like this was considered far, but it was also extremely close. In the distance, in the sky above Skygate City, many figures stood in the air. In front of him, a crowned powerhouse stood proudly in the void. It was the Skygate City Lord. At that moment, the Skygate City Lord had a smile on his face. Monster Sunflower City had not disappointed him. 2 venerables and 6 commanders. Such reinforcements were not considered weak. In terms of high-end combat strength, Skygate City had 2 kings, 3 venerable ones, and 9 commanders. On the other hand, the other party had 1 king realm expert, 2 venerable realm experts, and 6 commander realm experts. If he was lucky, he might even be able to kill all of them. However, since the other party was the Snake King, then there was something to be done. When he saw Wu Quishan rise into the air, the master of Skygate City laughed and said, Snake King! Ha! It's been so many years since we last met, but this king still hasn't forgotten the look of despair and anger in your eyes. Snake King, do you still remember your daughter? Bang! He was reduced to a bloody pulp. Ha! What a cute kid! Bastard! Lu Fengru roared in anger. Wu Kuishan held her down and growled. Fengru! Lu Fengra's eyes were bloodshot, and the veins on her hands were visible. 11 years. For the past 11 years, her only thought was to kill that bastard. At that moment, when she heard the Skygate City Lord use her daughter's death to provoke them, Lu Fengru went a little crazy. The difference in strength between high-ranked martial artists was not huge. Life and death were often decided in an instant. Lu Fengru could not control her emotions, so she was easily targeted by the opponent. This was the Skygate City Lord's goal. He wanted Wu Kuishan to go crazy. This kind of person might be able to explode with stronger strength, but it was also easier for him to reveal his flaws. Then, he would be seized and killed. As expected, when he heard Lu Fengru's shout, the Skygate City Lord's smile widened. He laughed and said, So it's Madam Snake King? What a pity! I've been waiting for you to take revenge. I didn't expect you to endure for so many years. What a pity! Otherwise, I would have sent your family back to reunite a long time ago. Your daughter is still waiting for you. Such a young child, such delicious blood. When she exploded, flesh and blood splattered everywhere. I was lucky enough to taste some of it. It was really delicious. What a pity. Wu Kuishan said calmly. You're afraid. I'm afraid? Ha! You're afraid of death. Wu Kuishan's voice was as calm as ever. You're afraid that you're no match for me and that you'll be killed here. If you're not afraid, you don't have to do this. You're afraid because you know that I'm more talented than you. I have more prospects. If I don't die, you'll definitely die. Ha! Ridiculous, pathetic. Snake King, have you forgotten how you struggled at death's door that year? Yes, that year, I was rank 7 and you were rank 9. Now I'm rank 9 and you're still rank 9. You're afraid. You're afraid from the bottom of your bones. Ridiculous. Wu Kuishan did not reply. Only the Skygate City Lord knew how to attack the heart. While the two of them were talking, a long line of armored troops came out of Skygate City's east, south, and west gates. Snake King, how about a game? The Skygate City Lord continued to laugh. He laughed heartily and said, Don't you want revenge? I pity you. I'm afraid that you'll be lonely on the road after you die. Why don't we add some fun to this revenge battle? I'll send your disciples first and wait for you. How about that? Wu Kuishan said nothing. Ha! McMao. Interesting, interesting. Are you afraid that you'll see your disciples, your daughter, die in front of you like you did back then? Since you've invited the true king, I'll give you a chance for revenge. Do you dare? Wu Kuishan said slowly. If you really have the guts, you and I can fight to the death. Why send others to their deaths? Why provoke me? The Skygate City Lord said lightly. I can kill you with more power. Why not make it easier? You have fewer people and are weak. That's because you're weak. What right do the weak have to ask for fairness? Having said that, the Skygate City Lord laughed again. The weak are born to serve the strong. Since you know that you're weak and still dare to provoke us, your deaths are not to be regretted. At this moment, Fang Ping shouted. Old dog! No matter how many pieces of trash there are, they're still trash. Which battle didn't make you tremble in fear? If you're not afraid, why do you have to run away from the forbidden zone like a dog? Insolence. On Skygate City's side, the Skygate City Lord did not speak. A rank 7 martial artist's eyes glowed fiercely as he said coldly, Resurrected martial artists are always so reckless. In the catacombs, when a rank 9 spoke, the weak would not speak. Resurrected martial artists were still as ignorant as ever. Fang Ping sneered. Trash. If you dare to fight, I'll tear you apart with one hand. Try me then. Idiot. Fang Ping sneered and glanced at the army gathered outside Skygate City. More than 50,000 people. There were even a large number of civilians. The catacombs' powerhouses did not treat the weak as human beings. In this battle between martial artists, the other side had close to 10,000 martial artists, mixed with tens of thousands of civilians. If these people were not courting death, then what was? The densely packed heads could be seen clearly from tens of miles away. Both sides were conversing in the air. Beside them, Qin said softly, "Skygate City wants to start a battle between middle and low ranks to dampen our spirits. Why not start a battle between high ranks directly? In a battle between middle and low ranks, no matter how many Skygate City casualties there were, with the Skygate City Lord's personality, he would not be swayed. However, if MCMAU suffered heavy losses, everyone would probably be affected. War was not a one-sided slaughter. From the moment the Skygate City Lord opened his mouth, he had been suppressing MCMAU. Wu Quishan fell silent. On the other side, there were more than 10,000 martial artists. On MCMAU's side, there were only a few thousand, only half the number of martial artists on the other side. Moreover, there were tens of thousands of civilians. Even if they killed them, many of them would be tired of killing. At this moment, the Skygate City Lord laughed again from afar. "Don't you dare? If that's the case, then I'll be very disappointed. If you and I fight, I won't avoid these people. If you're willing to let me watch a big show, then the high-ranked martial artists will have their own battlefield." Wu Quishan frowned. Fan Ping's gaze was cold. The other side did not care about the deaths of the middle and low ranks on their side. During the battle, if they did not avoid these people, it would easily cause a large number of casualties. Fan Ping took a deep breath and said in a low voice, "Vice-Chancellor, agree to him. Since he wants to watch a big show, satisfy him." Wu Quishan glanced at him. Fan Ping's mentality moved slightly, but he concealed his aura. "Later, if the middle and low ranks really fight first, I'll use mentality to kill the enemies secretly. I don't think he'll be able to find out." As soon as he said this, Wu Quishan's gaze flickered. If everyone in Skygate City died, the Skygate City Lord might not care because he was going to leave. But someone would care. No, there were monsters that would care. To the Skygate Tree, Skygate City was not the Skygate City Lord's territory, but it. Those martial artists were its people. This time, the Skygate City Lord would leave, but it would not. It still had to walk its own path. If there were heavy casualties, the Skygate Tree might be affected. Thinking of this, Wu Quishan said lightly, "Since you want to watch a show, then I'll satisfy you. You're a stray dog. You won't care about these people's deaths, but there will always be people who won't leave. I'd like to see if you really don't care." As soon as he said this, although they were far away and could not see the change in the Skygate City Lord's expression, it was likely that some of the martial artists who would not leave would not feel good. The Skygate City Lord was not moved. His expression did not change. He smiled and said, "Since you have no objections, then let's watch a show together. Each side will send a rank 7 to supervise. Some bastards like to bully the weak. Ha! That's exactly what I want." In a few words, both sides had confirmed everything. Fan Ping snorted softly in his heart. "If you want to die, then I'll fulfill your wish." Initially, he was worried that there would be many casualties among the middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists on his side when a war broke out. Now, the other party wanted to start a battle between middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists alone, but the high-ranked martial artists did not join in. Fan Ping felt that the other party was really looking for death. "Later, I'll secretly kill your mentality-vitality fusion and those rank SIXS. I'll see how you guys die." Everyone stopped talking and landed on the ground. Wu Quishan looked at Luo Yichuan and the rest, saying solemnly, "There are many martial artists in Skygate City. Everyone must be careful. Dean Luo, General Du, the few of you must kill those mentality-vitality fusion martial artists. If we let them rush into our camp, then we'll be in danger. The reason why we agreed to it is also because it's beneficial for us." Fan Ping continued, "Later, I'll secretly use my mentality to guide you guys and find out where the other party's powerhouses are. Remember, quickly surround and kill their powerhouses. Don't be too far away from me." Luo Yichuan wanted to say something but stopped. Fang Ping pressed his hand and said, "Don't worry, we won't be discovered. Also, pills must be used when it's time to be used. Don't be frugal. Vice-Chancellor Huang, give each rank 6 martial artist an extra piece. Also, don't show any abnormalities. If they're playing this game with me, kill them." The Sky Gate City Lord had a good plan. He knew that human martial artists were closer to each other than the catacombs' martial artists. Everyone knew what he was thinking by deliberately starting a battle between middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists in advance. However, if they really thought that they could do anything with numbers, then they were thinking too much. After Fang Ping finished speaking, he looked at the Li Han Song duo and said, "Both of you kill more. Both of you don't separate. Stay together. I'll guide you. When you attack, I'll think of a way to suppress the other party secretly. You must kill them instantly." "Okay." Both of them looked solemn. Fang Ping looked at the others again and said loudly, "Skygate City is unwilling to give us time to familiarize ourselves with the terrain. Although everyone has just entered, the battle has already begun. I wish everyone victory and kill until they're terrified. They won't dare to be enemies with us humans anymore. Kill!" An earth-shattering roar was heard, vitality soaring to the sky. "Everyone take care!" Fang Ping did not say much. As for the assignment of tasks and the arrangement of the team, he did not need to worry about these. These days, the military department and NCMU instructors were guiding them. Everyone knew what to do. As for the terrain of the Jiao's forest, Fang Ping had also made a topographic map. Everyone was familiar with it. Arrangements had also been made for who should go where and where to guard. After a while, Wu Quishan and the others rose into the air and exited the Jiao's forest. As for Fang Ping, he also rose into the air and looked in the direction of Skygate City. He sneered and said, "That piece of trash from earlier, come here. Don't worry, I won't kill you. I'll let you see with your own eyes how useless you bunch of trash are and how badly you'll die." "King!" The rank 7 who had berated Fang Ping earlier looked at the Skygate City Lord with a fierce expression. The Skygate City Lord nodded slightly and said lightly, "You go. I don't think they'll dare to attack you." As soon as he attacked, the battle between high-ranked martial artists erupted instantly. The middle and low-ranked martial artists in the Jiao's forest might not be completely annihilated, but more than half of them would be dead or injured. Just as Wu Quishan had said, the Skygate City Lord really did not care about these people's deaths. Of course, he would not do it unless it was absolutely necessary. Otherwise, if the Skygate tree was enraged and the Snake King did not fight back, then it would be troublesome. As soon as he said that, the rank 7 commander-in-chief wasted no time. He rose into the air and flew toward Fang Ping quickly. Before he could reach Fang Ping's vitality force erupted and suppressed the other party in an instant. With a cold expression, he sneered, "Trash indeed! Humph!" The other party let out a cold snort. Energy erupted. Both sides faced each other, murderous intent boiling. The distance between them was close to 1,000 meters. If they were to fight, it would only take a blink of an eye. At this moment, in the direction of Skygate City, a powerhouse bellowed, "Kill all the resurrected martial artists! The king will reward you handsomely! Enter the forest!" Following this bellow, tens of thousands of troops advanced layer by layer. They did not disperse but flattened the trees directly. At this moment, a roar came from afar. Fang Ping was secretly delighted. "Well done!" That roar came from the Jiao. The fellow did not run far. Right now, it was with the messenger monster from 100 Beasts Forest. Seeing the Skygate City troops destroying the trees it planted, the Jiao was furious. It had painstakingly planted those trees. Just the energy alone had been consumed. How dare these bastards flatten its big trees? This angry roar made the faces of many Skygate City powerhouses change. The Skygate City Lord's expression turned ugly instantly. The Golden Horn Beast King had actually launched an attack at this time. He was extremely dissatisfied, but the Golden Horn Beast King had already withdrawn from the battle. There was no need to let these three monsters join the battle just for a few trees. Thinking of this, the Sky Gate City Lord gave a look to someone beside him. Soon, a martial artist came out of the city to report. After a while, the Sky Gate City military martial artists stopped bulldozing the trees. Compared to the Golden Horned Beast King's participation, even if they did not bulldoze the trees, they still had a great advantage. With the trees as cover, the army's formation was destroyed. Soon, these martial artists began to disperse. Fan Ping flew around in the air. Not far away, the rank 7 martial artist's face was livid. He said coldly, "Do you want all of them to die?" Fan Ping sneered and said playfully, "You people are all pretentious. Who knows if there are high-ranked martial artists hiding among you? I'm willing to investigate, but you're not? Why don't we have a round first as an appetizer? You won't live long." The other party's face was also cold. The king wanted to attack the Snake King's morale, make the other party furious, and reveal an opening. He was determined to kill the Snake King. Otherwise, there was no need for him to put up with all this. In the past, who would dare to speak to a mere middle-stage commander like this? He was an upper-stage commander powerhouse. The other party looked strong, but that was all there was to it. Naturally, Fan Ping could not be bothered with him. If it were not for killing more people, he would have crushed this guy right now. A mere upper-stage rank 7, he had killed 2 rank 6. A war between martial artists erupted at will. Tens of thousands of people entered the Jiao's forest. On MC Meiyu's side, there were also thousands of people. Soon, someone encountered them. "Kill!" The sound of killing rang out instantly. Below, the fastest one was none other than Qin Fengqing. At this moment, Qin Fengqing's eyes were cold and sharp, holding a Chang now. When he encountered a team of more than 30 people, Qin Fengqing charged in instantly. Everyone else fought as a team, but Qin Fengqing chose to act alone. "Dad, old man, although I can't kill those high ranks to avenge you. But don't worry, this time, I will definitely kill this group of bastards and avenge you." Qin Fengqing, who was smiling cheekily in front of others, was now feeling emotional. He did not care if he would be injured at all. He charged into the crowd, waved his saber and killed, not saying a word, not caring if he was injured. Poof! The sound of a Chandao piercing bones was heard. As for the merit and promotion that Fan Ping had promised earlier, he had forgotten all about it. At this moment, there was only one thought. Kill! Kill this group of bastards. He lost his father when he was young. His mother bathed her face in tears all day long. From the day the old vice-chancellor returned his father's ashes, he swore that he would take revenge. He did not know who killed his father. But the thought of revenge had never been forgotten. The hatred of his father's killer was irreconcilable. Until the moment he entered the catacombs, until the moment he found out that his father had died in the Battle of Skygate City, he swore that one day he would kill this group of people. Today was his chance to take revenge. Poof! Heads fell. Qin Fengqing only pursued killing efficiency. This time, he did not loot the corpses, nor did he linger. In an instant, he killed this team of more than 10 people. The rank 5 martial artist leader could not even withstand a single blow. After killing this group of people, Qin Fengqing sprinted in the direction of the battle cries. Midair. Fan Ping noticed Qin Fengqing. Seeing him bathed in blood and killing people like flies, Fan Ping sighed softly in his heart. Martial artists all had their own stories. At this moment, more and more people were coming into contact with each other. The battle cries were also getting louder. In the deadlock area of the battlefield, Qin Yunxi took the lead. As the president of the Martial Arts Society, she led more than 10 middle-ranked students and quickly encountered their opponents. Kill! Qin Yunxi, who blushed easily in front of Fan Ping, had a murderous aura at this moment. Once her long sword was drawn, she would not return until it was stained with blood. Her long hair was soon dyed blood red. The splattering blood dyed her clothes red. On the other side, Zhao Xiamei smashed her opponent's head with her staff. She did not even look and rushed to the other side, her expression as cold as water. Beside her, Fu Qingding growled. His spear was like a dragon, piercing the enemy's throat. Everyone was bathed in blood and killing. On the first day of entering the catacombs, a great war broke out. No one was given time to prepare. Entering the catacombs was the beginning of a great war. Please remember this book's original domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor Mobile Version. Chapter 617. Golden Keyboard. Although Ying has been a little dispirited recently, he still managed to update more than 18,000 words per day this month. Brothers, please support him. Please, Golden Keyboard, I repeat once more, I can't help it. Global Martial Arts. Shamelessly asking for help currently typing, please wait for a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 618. I don't know what's going on, but I haven't posted anything in the group. I haven't done anything, but I keep getting reported and reported. Coincidentally, Ting Sun has been investigating these days, and I'm really unlucky. While I'm writing, a lot of book friends PM me. Why did you disband the group? I really didn't. I'm about to cry too. I continue to write, and the administrators are dealing with it. Brothers, don't be impatient. Global Martial Arts is so angry that I want to vomit blood. Let me explain the second chapter of the day. Currently typing, please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 619. Brother! A sorrowful howl came from the forest. A young man who still had a childish look on his face suddenly let out a sorrowful roar. Like a wild beast that had gone berserk, he held his saber and quickly rushed toward a battlefield not far away. There, a young man's head had been pierced. Before he died, he waved at his younger brother behind him. Don't come! Brother, Xiao He! Retreat! Someone shouted angrily. In the midst of a great battle, how could he lose focus? Tears fell from the young man's eyes. He gritted his teeth and turned to kill in another direction. His brother was a rank 4 martial artist, but he was easily killed. He, who had just entered rank 3, would only be sending himself to his death if he went. Just as Zhao He left, a sword light exploded at the place where he had just left. One of the armored martial artists who had just killed the youth snorted lightly. Right after Xiao Chen snorted, Wang Jinyang, who was not far away, raised his bow and fired an arrow. The scarlet arrow pierced through several people. The armored cultivator who just killed the youth had his head explode. Li Hansong's body shone with golden light as he shouted, "Retreat! Leave this place to us!" As soon as he finished speaking, Li Hansong punched out, and dozens of people in front of him exploded into minced meat. A bunch of trash! Come kill us! Li Hansong leaped into the air and roared. MC Mayu instructor Li Hansong is here. Do you dare to fight Sky Gate Dog? Rumble. Just as he rose into the air, a series of metal crossbow bolts shot toward him. Rumble, the crossbow bolt exploded on Li Hansong's body, emitting a crisp metallic sound. Trash is trash! Li Hansong's chi and blood soared to the sky. His iron fist blasted towards the direction where the crossbow bolt had come from. They were the archers of Skygate City. In the catacombs, only middle-ranked powerhouses could form a crossbow army like this. They were equipped with energy, or vitality to cause the greatest damage. At the side, Wang Jinyang did not soar into the air. If he did so, he might be attacked by hundreds or thousands of cultivators. Li Hansong's defense was strong, so he could block them. However, he might not be able to block the attacks of countless martial artists. However, Wang Jinyang wasn't completely motionless. He let out a low roar and shot out a series of blood arrows. In the distance, miserable screams rang out incessantly. In the next moment, a few figures dashed out from the sky and attacked the two of them. Damn, I've been waiting for you. If I had known this would happen, I wouldn't have bothered looking for this toy. Li Hansong was not surprised. Instead, he was delighted. Previously, he and Lao Wan had been looking for Tianmen City to combine their essence and blood to fight. However, the Jiao's forest was huge, and it was not that easy to find. Now, the other party had delivered himself to his doorstep. There were many ambushers, but not all of them were at the essence and blood fusion realm. However, at this moment, 3 mentality, vitality, unity, and 5 rank 6 powerhouses had arrived. The 8 of them attacked from all directions at the same time. On the battlefield, someone like Li Hansong who dared to fly into the air and expose his whereabouts was the biggest target of the enemy. While these people attacked, the crossbow bolts did not stop at all. The sounds of metal exploding rang out one after another. In the next moment, there was even the sound of an energy cannon exploding, and a powerful energy beam shot straight at Li Hansong. Buzz! Wang Jinyan had also been searching for the location of this large weapon. Now that he had found his target, he did not hesitate to shoot out a pillar of blood. In the blink of an eye, an incomparably thick vitality arrow shot out from the longbow toward the direction where the energy cannon had just been fired. Wherever the blood arrow passed, the trees would explode, creating a path. The speed was so fast that it couldn't be any faster. In the next moment, the blood arrow fell. Rumble! A deafening explosion rang out. The energy cannon exploded. A large weapon like this needed to be filled with a large amount of energy stones. At this moment, even the energy stone cannon had been triggered and exploded. Originally, the energy stones were relatively stable. It was difficult for vitality force to detonate them. Usually, mentality had to be used. However, Wang Jinyang's arrow earlier was filled with celestiality. At the mentality vitality unity realm, he could already convert celestiality. In midair, Li Hansong had also fought with the ambushers. Kill! Li Hansong's golden bone force erupted, blowing up a rank 6 with one punch. At this moment, he was like a Vajra war god, laughing maniacally. All of you, come! No matter how many trash there are, there's still trash! In the forest, a powerhouse shouted in the catacombs language. Hold him back. Tiger and leopard army, kill the enemy. Wolf army, surround and kill them. In the forest, countless martial artists leaped into the air. Under the leadership of more than 10 rank 6 powerhouses, they attacked quickly. Not only Li Hansong, but Wang Jinyang was also targeted. Sky Gate City had 3 armies, Tiger, Leopard, and Wolf Army. These were the armies led by the 3 rank 8s in the past. Other than these 3 armies, Sky Gate City's strongest army was the Imperial Guards. They were personally led by the Lord of Sky Gate City. However, in the previous few battles, the 3 armies had suffered heavy losses. Their numbers were less than half. Even so, at this moment, the entire Wolf Army was mobilized. More than 1,000 martial artists surrounded Li Hansong and the rest. The pressure on both of them increased dramatically. At this moment, in the forest, Qing Fengqing rose into the air, laughing maniacally. Rank 6 is mine! As soon as he finished speaking, Qing Fengqing shot out, slashing with his saber. In front, more than 10 rank 4 martial artists who rose into the air using the flight step were killed instantly. In the forest, Du Hong growled. Pass the order. Leave the encirclement, and kill the enemy. Leave the wolf army to them. General. Trust them. Du Hong growled. Li Hansong and the rest had revealed their strength and their whereabouts to reduce the pressure on the people of MC Mayu and lure away a large number of powerhouses. At this moment, the overall situation was the most important. Killing the enemy was the most important. Under Du Hong's order, a large number of martial artists gritted their teeth and quickly killed in all directions. At the same time, Luo Yichuan and the rest did not participate in the battle here. They quickly killed in all directions. Li Hansong and the rest had lured away a large number of rank 6 powerhouses. This was everyone's chance. In midair, Li Han Song, Wang Jinyang, and Qin Fengqing were killing in all directions. However, there were too many people. Qin Fengqing, who had the weakest ability, was quickly hit by a peak rank 6 martial artist. He spat blood, but he was still laughing maniacally. He roared, Three rank SIXS. He had killed 3 same-rank powerhouses. Baldy, let's go. Li Han Song killed a rank 5 with 1 punch and roared at Qin Fengqing. At this moment, there were close to 1,000 martial artists surrounding them. There were already 5 people at Mentality Vitality Unity. Skygate City turned out in full force. The surrounding cities and towns' powerhouses were all conscripted into the army. The powerhouses of the families and sects in the city were also forcibly conscripted. The Battle of the City. This also caused the other party to have more Mentality Vitality Unity powerhouses than expected. Qin Fengqing's ability was the weakest. If he did not leave now, he would not be able to. Why are you leaving? Kill! Qin Fengqing roared, turned around, and ran backward. He did not leave, but killed his way into the martial artist army formation. He did not care about the peak rank 6 who was chasing him from behind. On the other side, Wang Jinyang threw away his alloy longbow. In an instant, the celestial bridge appeared in the shape of a bow. The blood arrow condensed again and shot out violently. An arrow pierced through the air, shooting the peak rank 6 who was chasing Qin Fengqing. In the air, Fan Ping's expression did not change. Even though he saw many MCMU instructors and students dying on the spot, he was still unmoved. Not far away, the upper stage rank 7 martial artist expression was extremely cold. Fan Ping said mildly, You're all trash indeed. The battle losses are 100 times more than ours. More than 1,000 martial artists can't even kill 3 people. Ridiculous. You're asking for it. Trash, do you dare to make a move? You're just a dog. Do you know what a dog is? Without the permission of your dog king, do you dare to make a move? Fan Ping sneered and said playfully, So what if you guys are high ranks? Does your dog king care about your lives? He's leaving. If he leaves, how many people can he take with him? Since he can't take them with him, instead of leaving them for the next city lord, he might as well destroy them. Selfish. This is the catacombs. This is the catacombs powerhouses. The chieftain in the distance had a cold expression on his face. A murderous glint flickered in his eyes as he stared at Fan Ping, as if he was about to make a move in the next second. Fan Ping ignored him and stopped looking at him. The battle below was getting more and more intense. Corpses were everywhere. Although Skygate City had countless casualties, MC Mayu had also started to suffer casualties. Fan Ping's eyes were cold. Although he could conceal his aura, once he did so, his aura would also be restrained. He could not isolate his mentality alone. Until now, Fan Ping still had not made a move. However, it was not that Fan Ping had no other way. In the next moment, Fan Ping took out some vitality pills and started taking them. The rank 7 in the distance was dumbfounded. Why was this guy taking pills for no reason? Fan Ping could not be bothered with him. He ate a large number of vitality pills like eating jelly beans. In reality, he did not take any pills. He did not convert the vitality force in these pills at all. All of it was forced out of his body. When his body was filled with a large amount of vitality force, Fan Ping quietly restrained his aura. At the same time, among the martial artists who were besieging Qin Fengqing and the rest, a vitality and vitality unity powerhouse appeared stunned for a moment. This moment was so fast that the others did not feel it at all. Wang Jinyang and Li Han Song, on the other hand, were long prepared. The moment Fan Ping made his move, his mentality brushed past both of them. Without thinking, both of them attacked together. Rumble! Celestiality exploded. A vitality and vitality unity powerhouse, under the situation where both of them attacked at the same time, stagnated for a moment. This was fatal. Bang! The sound of an explosion was heard. On the battlefield, half an hour after the battle started, the first Vitality and Vitality Unity powerhouse had fallen. This was just the beginning. Both Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong possessed extremely strong abilities. At this moment, with Fang Ping's secret assistance, they unleashed their strongest abilities. Under the two of them's combined forces, the moment the first Vitality and Vitality Unity powerhouse died, they attacked again. Wang Jinyang put away his bow and drew his saber. Li Hansong's golden iron fist exploded. Rumble! Countless trees exploded. Some of the rank 4 and 5 martial artists surrounding them were also blown up by the aftermath. The second Vitality and Vitality Unity powerhouse, who was hit head-on by both of them, died instantly. Damn it! In the air, the rank 7 chieftain was furious. His eyes revealed a murderous glint as he glanced at both Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong. These two were too strong. However strong they were, they could not kill the same rank in one move. Now, with both of them joining forces, in a mere second, they killed two potential chieftains. At this moment, this chieftain powerhouse's heart was bleeding. Skygate City, Battle of the City, there were no more than 10 potential chieftains. In this short moment, 2 people died. At this moment, Fang Ping threw a few vitality pills over, smiling faintly. Watch the show, watch the big show. We humans like to take something while watching the show. Let's try it together. Bastard! This chieftain used his mentality to shatter the vitality pills directly. The murderous glint in his eyes could no longer be concealed. Fang Ping sneered, not continuing to provoke him. There was no need to provoke a battle between high ranks now. Once the high-ranked powerhouses started a battle, they would not be able to participate in the battle between the middle and low ranks. Now that he was a high rank, it was a good thing and an opportunity for him to secretly assist MC Mayu. He would delay the time first. The more he killed, the better. Fang Ping began to stroll around. From time to time, he would secretly use his mentality to help everyone kill the enemies. However, Fang Ping did not do it often. If he did it too often, he would be discovered sooner or later. In the forest, Qin Yinshi pierced her opponent's throat with a sword. Her own chest was also pierced, but the long sword did not pierce into her body. Qin Yinshi touched her chest lightly. She lifted her head to look at Fang Ping, who was hovering in the air, a hint of a smile in her eyes. The rank 9 inner armor that Fang Ping gave her saved her life again. Go! Go help the others! Qin Yinshi did not stop. She shouted softly and led the people around her toward the battlefield where Zhao Xuemei and the others were not far away. When she arrived, Zhao Xuemei was already heavily injured. She was bathed in blood, but her expression was as cold as ever. Xuemei! I'm fine. Kill them! Zhao Xuemei growled. Qin Yinshi roared angrily and started fighting with this team of martial artists that consisted of dozens of people. A golden energy crystal appeared in the heavily injured Zhao Xuemei's hand. She lifted her head to look at Fang Ping in the air. Her eyes dimmed. After a while, she kept the energy crystal and continued to fight with the blood-colored staff in her hand. Xuemei, heal! Wait a little longer! Zhao Xuemei's face was pale. She growled and smashed the head of a rank 4 martial artist with one blow. She was also slashed in the shoulder by a saber. Blood spurted out. Only then did Zhao Xuemei absorb the imperishable substance in the energy crystal. Her injuries healed in the blink of an eye. In the next moment, Zhao Xuemei returned to her peak state. She roared and swept her staff in all directions. A large group of people were swept until their torsos were broken. Yunshi! Let's see who can kill more! Zhao Xuemei growled. She did not linger here and immediately rushed toward another direction. Qin Yunshi saw that she had left, and did not say much. When they first entered the school, she, Zhao Xuemei, and Yang Xiaoman were very close. However, as their abilities improved and everyone grew, the number of times they met decreased. The time they had to talk also decreased. Everyone was no longer as uninhibited as before, talking about everything openly. Zhao Xuemei had been in the catacombs for the past year. With her once honed talent, she had cultivated to upper stage rank 4. Everyone knew how much she had sacrificed and how much blood she had shed to achieve such perseverance. Although Qinyunqi was usually reluctant to compete, at this moment, she did not hesitate. She said in a clear voice, "Let's compete then. Let's see who can kill more." As soon as she finished speaking, her long sword exploded with a blinding light. Blood spurted out of her mouth. It was not the long sword that cut the enemy, but the blood arrow that pierced the enemy's head. She knew the blood arrow method too. "Instructor!" Further away, Zhang Yu's tears flowed down his cheeks. He roared, "Kill! Kill these bastards!" Just a second ago, his instructor was killed by the enemy. Zhang Yu's instructor was not very strong. He was upper stage rank 5. Today, Zhang Yu was also middle stage rank 5. Compared to Fan Ping, Fu Changding, and the others, his instructor was not even rank 6. Even though he had become an instructor in MC Meiyu, Zhang Yu had never neglected his instructor. He had always been respectful. That kind old man was also full of expectations for him. Even if MC Meiyu had produced a lot of monsters, in the old man's eyes, he was still the most outstanding. Now, his instructor was gone. Zhang Yu, who had always been kind, let out a beast-like roar at this moment. He directly cut a rank 5 martial artist in half. "Kill with me!" Zhang Yu roared. His face was covered in blood. He took the lead, leading more than 10 rank 4 instructors and fighting a team of 100 people. Some died in battle, some were injured. However, everyone fought crazily, killing until their hands were tired. After a few minutes, other than Zhang Yu and the remaining 7 or 8 instructors, the rest were all corpses. "Not a loss! Dying in the catacombs is a martial artist's honor! Instructor, your student has avenged you!" Zhang Yu's face was covered in tears. His tears mixed with the blood on his face, turning into bloody tears that rolled down his face. A martial artist dying in the catacombs was the highest honor. But his instructor was dead. The Jiao's forest had completely turned into a slaughterhouse. In the air, Fan Ping's eyes glistened with tears. Was he not ruthless enough? Did he not want to be a leader? Was it not expected that some people would die in battle? Did he not say that he wanted everyone to experience the baptism of blood and fire? But why did he feel terrible in his heart? As a leader, in order to win, was it not normal to sacrifice some people? Killing the enemy 100 times, so what if there were a few casualties? It was a great victory. But that was a familiar instructor and a familiar classmate. Zheng Longjiang was dead. This instructor who had just entered rank 6 had died in battle. Fan Ping was too far away and could not save him in time. When he first entered the catacombs, it was this instructor and Tang Feng who led the team together. At that time, Zheng Longjiang was still rank 5. Now, he had entered rank 6. Fan Ping still remembered that he had congratulated him a few days ago. But now, before he could even use the imperishable energy crystals, he was killed on the spot by a powerhouse at the Mentality-Vitality Unity realm. Jin Lei was dead. This classmate who had participated in MC Meiyu's first championship with Fan Ping, who had just entered rank 4 a few days ago, brought along a middle-stage rank 4 martial artist and went on the road together. He was only 20 years old. There were many people who had died. A weak roar came from Fan Ping's mouth. His eyes were fierce as he looked at the person not far away. This was war. If the catacombs were not fair, the war would not stop. Generations of martial artists, day after day, year after year, fought and bled on this land, dying in battle, waiting for their compatriots to quell the disaster. They waited for years and years. "One day, I will kill all of you bastards!" Fan Ping did not care about the past, about the ancient martial arts era. He only knew that in the past 100 years, it was the catacombs that had been waging war against humans. He only knew that one by one, the Paragon, guarded the Imperial Sea Mountain for thousands of miles, sleepless day and night. He only knew that in modern times, tens of thousands of martial artists died in the catacombs every year. How many years had it been? How many martial artists had died in the 100-Year War? How many soldiers had died? In the past 100 years, millions of martial artists had died in battle on this strange land. Millions of soldiers were buried in foreign lands, never to return to the human world. Kill them all! Fang Ping suddenly roared. His voice was like a great bell, traveling dozens of miles. In the air, the commander-in-chief's eyes were cold and fierce. He said fiercely, "You want to start a war between high ranks now? So what if I am?" Fang Ping's eyes were cold and fierce. He looked straight in the direction of Skygate City and shouted, "Old dog! If you dare to attack MCMU martial artists who are below high ranks, then don't blame me for going to Imperial Sea Mountain and asking the Paragon to kill you. Do you really think you can scare me? I don't believe that a cowardly old dog like you dares to gamble." In the distance, the Lord of Skygate City's eyes were dark. Paragon. True King. Before he could speak, Fang Ping shouted again. "But if you insist on sending everyone in Skygate City to their deaths, then I will satisfy you. For one human death, your Skygate City will lose 100 people. If you don't care, then kill. Everyone in MCMAU, listen up. Leave no one alive. Leave no one alive. Kill them all. Kill!" Among the crowd, some rank 6 powerhouses leaped into the air one after another, roaring. Du Hong shouted, "Kill them all. Leave no one alive. Kill!" Roars after roars were heard. The sound of killing shook the sky. Fang Ping looked at the commander-in-chief behind him and snorted coldly. "Do you really think I'm afraid of you high ranks attacking? Try killing one of them if you dare." As soon as Fang Ping finished speaking, he leaped into the air, turned around and left. On the spot, the commander-in-chief's expression changed. Would the king really dare to attack these people? Perhaps he would not dare. Then forcing MCMAU to start a war between the middle and low ranks would probably not meet the king's expectations. Looking at the corpses strewn all over the ground below, the ground dyed red. No matter how strict the hierarchy was, seeing tens of thousands of people dead here, the commander-in-chief still had mixed feelings. The king was leaving. If he left, then he would not care about the survival of Monsterwood City's people. However, they would not leave. They would migrate to the new city. Now, a large number of elite people had died here. From now on, could Monsterwood City still have a foothold in 7 Southern Territory? King, do you really not care at all? At this moment, the commander-in-chief turned his head to look at Royal City. Wood King was as cold and arrogant as ever. Tens of thousands of troops had gone to war. How long had it been? Tens of thousands of people had died in battle. A large number of ordinary people were being massacred. Was the king still not going to announce a stop? Would he stop only when they were all killed? In order to attack the Snake King, was the king no longer concerned about anyone's life and death? "King," the commander-in-chief murmured softly. Suddenly, he looked at Fang Ping, who had gone far away, a complicated look flashing across his eyes. Did the resurrected martial artist have more emotions than them? He saw that person crying just now. Chapter 620. The massacre was still ongoing. On the first day of entering the catacombs, a great war broke out. Countless people were killed. This battle lasted for nearly 2 hours. Everyone killed until they were numb, until their hands went limp. From the direction of Skygate City came the loud sound of a horn. "Retreat!" Some powerhouses roared, and the army of Skygate City began to retreat like the tide. In the distance, the master of Heaven Gate City acted as if he had not seen any casualties. His voice traveled dozens of miles as he said calmly, "Snake King, let's continue tomorrow." Wu Quishan stood in the air and said calmly, 20,000 dead! Thousands of martial artists! Are you not going to stop until you exhaust Skygate City's last drop of blood? Snake King, only the strong can control everything. At this moment, the Sky Gate City Lord no longer held back. In reality, there was nothing to hold back in the catacombs. He laughed and said, "You feel sorry for me? Weak? Snake King, this is not an emotion that a powerhouse should have. If you don't want to, I won't force you. I'll let your disciples live under your wings for the rest of their lives." "Ha! McMao." After laughing, the Sky Gate City Lord said calmly, "The Fiend Tree Army has killed countless enemies over the years. Snake King, the battle will end once we decide who's the winner. At that time, just like what that commander of yours said, do you guys dare to kill martial artists below the high ranks?" He did not dare to act recklessly against these people because there was a true king of the land of rebirth at Mount Royal Sea. But outside of Imperial Sea Mountain, there was still the true king of God Continent. Not just one. 3. The Scholar Tree King was staring, the Green Wolf King was staring, and the Bamboo King of the 7 southern regions' demonic plant tribe was staring. With 3 true kings present, the outcome of the battle between the high ranks would be decided. Would the resurrected martial artist dare to kill those middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists? Did he dare to continue slaughtering the people of Monsterwood City? I wouldn't dare. The end of the battle between high ranks meant that the war had come to an end. The master of Skygate City laughed again. The war is over, and there are no more obstacles in the Royal City's migration. From now on, the Monster Tree Army, which is stained with the blood of MC Mayu, will never appear on the frontline battlefield again. Snake King, are you willing to do this? Is MC Mayu willing to accept this? To continue or to give up, it's your choice. Fight. 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 At this moment, Wu Quishan had yet to speak. In the forest, the MC Mayu people were roaring as they chased after them. They were going to continue fighting. They would not allow the executioners of Skygate City to leave. Skygate City Lord did not care about the lives of these people. He just wanted to kill a large number of MC Mayu people. He knew that the Snake King would be affected. Resurrecting a martial artist. How ridiculous! In this world, the strong preyed on the weak, and the strong dominated everything. Those people were not related to him, so why should he care about them? Not to mention that they were not relatives. Even if they were, so what? If he could kill a great enemy like the Snake King, even if the entire Monsterwood City was annihilated, what did it have to do with him? He had long since prepared to leave the 7 southern regions. Wu Quishan was silent. Not far away, Fan Ping once again intimidated another fusion of mentality vitality, causing him to be one step behind and be killed by Old Wang and Tai Tu. At this moment, Fan Ping's voice was cold as he shouted, "Fight! We won't stop fighting until we kill them all! Then let's fight!" Wu Quishan roared with laughter and shouted, "We human martial artists never fear battle! No matter how many casualties there are, don't even think about interfering with me. The more MC Mayu bleeds today, the worse your fate will be the next day." Ha! The Lord of Skygate City laughed and shouted, "All the martial artists in Royal City are conscripted into the 3 armies today." He wanted to fight for the entire city. In the city, the Skygate tree branch swayed, mentality trembling. The Lord of Skygate City said coldly, "Divine Tree, this is the true king's order. This battle, we can only win, not lose. If Divine Tree has the confidence to kill the Snake King, I won't conscript the army anymore." As soon as he said that, the Skygate tree branch shook for a moment again, then calmed down. The true king. The moment the Lord of Skygate City said the true king, the Skygate tree understood that its resistance was useless. The Hwai King demanded that Monsterwood City win. Not to mention the large number of casualties, even if it and the Wood King died here, in the eyes of the Hwai King, everything would be worth it if MC Mayu was finally annihilated. This was the catacombs. Cruel and realistic. As for the Snake King, the Skygate tree had no confidence in killing him. Even if it joined forces with the Wood King, it had no confidence in killing the other party. It had already recognized that a few years ago, it was the Snake King who attacked it. That year, The Snake King was a venerable, armed with a rank 8 divine weapon, broke into the city, and cut off a section of its torso. The memory was still fresh in its mind. Now, the Snake King had entered the king's realm and was of the same rank as it. If it had the confidence to win and kill, the battle between the high ranks would have started long ago. It was because it did not that the current war came to be. The killing gradually stopped. The Sky Gate City army retreated, but it did not collapse. The MCMAU people chased after them, killing a group of weak people who fell behind. When the other party left the Jiao's forest, the MCMAU people also began to retreat. Jiao's forest core area. Wu Kuishan and the others landed on the ground. Fang Ping also landed at the same time. At this moment, Fang Ping had regained his composure. Lifting his head to look at Wu Kuishan, Fang Ping said slowly, "Vice-Chancellor, this is how war is. Don't be affected." Wu Kuishan was calmer than him. His eyes were deep, and he said without the slightest tone, "The Lord of Skygate City thinks that this can make me lose my composure. I can only say that he thinks too much. In this life, I've experienced more than him." As soon as he finished speaking, a group of people in front returned bathed in blood. Not all of them returned. There were still many people defending the perimeter of the Jiao's forest. Luo Yichuan, Du Hong, and a few others returned. As soon as they returned, Luo Yichuan said loudly, "In this battle, we killed more than 20,000 enemies. We killed more than 500 middle-ranked martial artists and more than 3,000 low-ranked martial artists. Great victory! Great victory!" Everyone shouted one after another. Wu Kuishan did not ask about the battle damage. He said loudly, "Go, report to Hope City that MCMAU has achieved great victory. This battle, destroy the city! Destroy the city!" Everyone shouted in unison. Outside the perimeter, the people who stayed behind also shouted loudly, their shouts shaking the sky. The battle to destroy the city. Hope City. At this moment, there were many people on the city walls. Some looked worried, some looked calm. At this moment, in the direction of the Jiao's forest, a martial artist used a flight step and shouted, "MCMAU has achieved great victory! More than 20,000 enemies and killed 4,000 martial artists. The Wolf Army has been destroyed. MCMAU has achieved great victory, ha ha ha!" Tian Mu laughed loudly. His laughter echoed throughout Hope City. He shouted, "MCMAU has achieved great victory! Did you hear that? The first battle has achieved great victory. Skygate City will be destroyed. MCMAU will win. Sino Nation will win." The troops shouted in unison. Their voices spread throughout the catacombs. Outside Monster Sunflower City, the Sino Nation's defending soldiers cheered loudly when they heard the news. The Grand Master Powerhouse in charge of guarding this place stepped into the air, looked at Monster Sunflower City from afar, and shouted, "Skygate City will be destroyed! You'll be next! How dare you! Lord of Monster Sunflower City, you're asking the powerhouses under your command to support Skygate City! How foolish! Those who go to help in the battle will die without a doubt!" At this moment, the last golden body powerhouse in the city stepped into the air and said coldly, "Resurrected martial artist, you're trying to incite a war. So what if we fight? Humans have never feared war. Tell them, do we dare to fight?" As soon as he finished speaking, thousands of military martial artists in the camp shouted in unison, "We dare to fight. Military order. The war will not end. Monster Sunflower City, be it humans or dogs, do not let them step past the line of defense. Receive the order." In the next moment, a large group of martial artists directly sealed off all of Monster Sunflower City's passageways. Energy cannons lined up side by side, and large siege crossbows emitted a cold glint. The Grand Master in charge shouted, "Lord of Monster Sunflower City, do you dare to leave the city? Bastard!" The rank 8 powerhouse was instantly enraged. Although the military department Grand Master in charge was only a rank 7, He was still in high spirits and shouted, "Do you dare or not? If you want to fight, then fight. Humans have no fear. No fear. We dare to fight." In the next moment, Tian Mu stepped into the air from afar, shouting, "A bunch of dogs who haven't even seen blood. How dare you declare war on us humans? Sky Gate City will be your ending." In the city, at this moment, the Lord of Monster Sunflower City also stepped into the air. His eyes were dangerous as he said lightly, "Tian Mu, are you trying to start a war? So what if I am?" A divine weapon appeared in Tian Mu's hands. He shouted, "Come! I'll kill you! Do you dare to leave the city? I'm asking you if you dare!" Tian Mu roared again. The summit agreement stated that war should not be started lightly. However, now that Monster Sunflower City's powerhouses were supporting Skygate City, as long as the Lord of Monster Sunflower City dared to leave the city, he would dare to start a war with Monster Sunflower City. In the city, the Lord of Monster Sunflower City's face was ashen. An incomparably huge sunflower was also swaying, eager to move. At this moment, behind Tian Mu, Elder Fan stepped into the air and said calmly, "If you dare to take a step out of the city, Second City will be destroyed today. Fight!" Thousands of military martial artists roared again, unable to hide the murderous intent and excitement in their eyes. MC Mayu had won a great victory, but a great victory must have casualties. MC Mayu dared to fight, and they were not afraid to fight either. At this moment, if a war broke out, Monster Sunflower City's powerhouses would definitely return to help, which would also reduce the pressure on MC Mayu's comrades. In the city, a powerhouse put on a brave front, yelling angrily, "How dare you! Trash!" Tian Mu sneered. "The 24 outer territories are in Sino Nation, and Sino Nation has destroyed countless cities. If not for the restricted area, destroying you all is but a snap of a finger. A bunch of abandoned pawns dare to clamor." In the city, the powerhouse's expressions were ugly. Tian Mu was carefree, laughing loudly. "Keep an eye on them. If one of these trash dares to leave the city, attack the city and declare war." "Yes!" Everyone yelled in unison again, their aura soaring. In the city, some of the soldiers on the city walls were pale. Monster Sunflower City had not participated in the war for long. In the past few battles with humans, there had been countless casualties, and some of the soldiers were terrified. Now, the city's venerables and chieftains had gone to Monster Wood City to assist in the war, and their strength was not as good as before. Once a war broke out, many people looked at the high-ranked powerhouses in the city, their eyes filled with worry. The Lord of Monster Sunflower City did not say a word. He tilted his head and looked into the distance, in the direction of Skygate City. Wood King, this trash. If they could not annihilate MC Mayu this time and severely injure the resurrected martial artists, then Monster Sunflower City's days would be difficult. The martial artists in the city had already grown timid. How could they continue fighting? At this moment, the Lord of Monster Sunflower City was a little worried. In the past, Monster Wood City was at the forefront, but on the first day Monster Sunflower City joined the war, Monster Wood City was hit hard. Not long after, a large-scale decisive battle broke out. Once Monster Wood City was destroyed, the Lord of Monster Sunflower City dared not imagine what the consequences would be if this continued. There were 13 cities in the 7 southern territories, and the Monster Plant Clan had 6 cities. If Monster Wood City was destroyed, there were still 5 cities left. However, these 5 cities did not belong to one force. There were many True Kings in the True King Hall. He belonged to the Bamboo King bloodline. Bamboo King had 3 cities in the 7 southern territories, but the other 2 cities. Would they listen to the Bamboo King's orders wholeheartedly? The outer territories were now inconvenient to enter and exit the restricted area. Even a True King's control over the outer territories had been greatly weakened. Not to mention that the 7 southern territories was not the Bamboo King's territory, but the Monster Life Clan's territory. Ignoring Tian Mu's clamor, The resurrected martial artists did not dare to attack the city rashly. After all, the royal court had the upper hand. If Tianmu dared to attack the city, even the Green Wolf King would not stand idly by. However, it would be difficult to go out of this city to help Monster Wood City. Tianmu's provocation was to let them attack first, and then seize the opportunity to start the war. Monster Sunflower City was intimidated. Monster Phoenix City in the northwest did not have a large army, nor did it have a large number of Grandmaster powerhouses. Wu Chuan defended the pass alone, standing proudly in the void. At this moment, Wu Chuan stood proudly in the air 1,000 meters in front of Monster Phoenix City's city gate. He did not say a word, did not say a word. If Monster Phoenix City dared to attack, he dared to kill. In the city lord's residence. Beside him, Luo Yichuan also sighed softly. It seemed like they killed a lot of enemies, but the other party was full of martial artists in the 3 lower ranks. On MC Meiyu's side, there were a large number of middle ranks. The weakest was rank 3. In this war, it was not until later that the rank 2 martial artists fought. Before this, the rank 2 martial artists were all outside the Jiao's forest, responsible for the second line of defense. In addition, Fan Ping had given away a large number of imperishable energy crystals. In fact, this result was not too out of the ordinary. In fact, it was a little less. Fan Ping did not say anything more. He looked around. Many people were covered in blood, and many were exhausted and seriously injured. Fan Ping looked at Huang Jing and said, "Vice-Chancellor Huang, distribute the remaining imperishable energy crystals to those who are injured. Let them recover from their injuries, recuperate, and wait for tomorrow's battle." Huang Jing wanted to say something but stopped. Now that the war had just started and the imperishable energy crystals had been used up, then next. "Don't worry. When the time comes, I will still provide them to everyone." Huang Jing sighed and did not say anything else. He led Luo Yichuan and the others on patrol, distributing imperishable energy crystals to the injured martial artists. Fan Ping did not look. He did not want to look. He was afraid that if he saw those students and teachers who had died in battle, it would make him hesitate and make him question himself. Before the war, he had to adjust his mentality. After Huang Jing left, Wu Quishan said, "The Sky Gate tree is shaking. I can feel it. The Sky Gate City Lord wanted to make me reveal an opening, but he went for wool and came home shorn. Instead, he made the Sky Gate tree shake. This is an opportunity. Chan Xing, next, you must seize this opportunity. When the war starts, I will provoke the other party and make him reveal this weak opening. Use that sword of yours at that time. Remember, before this, don't attack unless you really can't take it anymore." Old Manly nodded slightly. At this moment, his longevity sword was not nourished in the Sanjiao Gate. Instead, it was hanging on his waist. His right hand was also holding the sword. He was waiting for the opportunity to kill the enemy with one sword. The Sky Gate tree was not Yanghe. This was a rank 9 monster plant. Compared to killing Yanghe, it was not easy to kill the Sky Gate tree with one sword, even with Wu Quishan holding it back. At this moment, a wave of vitality fluctuation suddenly came from the forest. Wu Quishan's face showed some relief. He said softly, "Someone has broken through." It was not a strong martial artist breaking through. It was a peak rank 3 martial artist breaking through to rank 4, building the Celestial Bridge. However, this also explained a lot. Today's war was not a waste of effort. At the same time of revenge, it was also a baptism. Just as Wu Quishan was speaking, Qin Fengqing, who was injured to the point of death, moved toward Fan Ping with difficulty. He said weakly, "I killed 5 rank SIXS. There were too many rank 4s and 4s. I didn't count them clearly. Count me in as 2 rank SIXS. Fan Ping chuckled. "All right. That's 7 rank SIXS, right?" Uh-huh. Qin Fengqing was happy to hear Fan Ping's approval. Then, he wanted to raise his arm, but he could not. His body staggered and fell on Fang Ping. A lot of blood flowed out. He said gloomily, "I didn't expect that. I can't take it anymore after killing so few people." Fang Ping looked at him for a while. After a while he said, "What about the indestructible crystal? I used it a long time ago." Qin Fengqin shook his head. He spat out another mouthful of blood. He said desolately, "It's okay. I can still fight. As long as I don't die, I will fight to the end. I will fight until the last drop of blood." Qin Fengqin covered his mouth. Blood kept gushing and dripping from between his fingers. His injuries were really serious. Everyone present was a powerhouse. They could feel all these. The rank 6 beast leather armor on Qin Fengqin's body was now pierced through. It hung on his body in tatters. There were countless saber and sword wounds on his body. There was even a penetrating wound on his chest. The flesh in the middle of his forehead was also torn. That was the most dangerous time. His skull was almost pierced through. An early-stage rank 6 martial artist had killed 5 rank SIXS. Such a battle record was not repeated. It was done in one go in a big battle. Even Wu Quishan was paying more attention to Qin Fengqin now. This kid. If he did not die, he was really a talent. Among the prodigy martial artists of the current generation, many people only knew of Fang Ping, Yao Qingjun, and a few others. Many people did not even know who Qin Fengqin was. However, no one could deny that Qin Fengqin was one of the rare prodigy martial artists of the current generation. He could even be ranked in the top 10. And he was not a resurrected martial artist. Seeing him injured like this, everyone could not help but look at Fang Ping. Fang Ping sighed. He did not know what to say. After a while he said, "Next time, remember to hide things properly. If you swallow it into your stomach, I can sense it too." Qin Fengqin's body stiffened for a moment, and he quickly revealed a dazed expression, as if he didn't know what he was talking about. "I'm about to die, yet you're not going to save me?" As for the imperishable energy crystal in his stomach, who would mind having an extra life? Fang Ping still had a lot of imperishable substances hidden away. Fang Ping could not help but laugh. He did not say anything. After thinking for a while, he looked around, but he still did not make the move to create something himself. Forget it. It's not worth it to create something by myself every time I use the imperishable substance. I'll just pretend it's stored in my body. He pressed one hand on Qin Fengqin's head, and a faint golden glow appeared. Very quickly, Qin Fengqin's injuries began to improve. Qin Fengqin's face was full of satisfaction. "I've profited. Another imperishable substance. Awesome." Seeing that Fang Ping did not seem to care, Qin Fengqin continued to vomit blood. He said weakly, "When my injuries have healed, I will kill him until his blood flows like a river." Fang Ping stopped immediately, feeling a little speechless. "That's enough. Do you really think you have an endless supply of imperishable substances? This time, I saw that you were meritorious in killing the enemy, that's why I didn't argue with you. Take it easy. Do you think you're immortal? If it weren't for Iron Head and Old Wang blocking a few times for you, you would have died long ago." Qin Fengqin was a little embarrassed, but he nodded and said, "Don't worry, I won't die. I'm not afraid of you dying. If you die, so be it. The key is not to drag others down with you. Next time, don't run into Old Wang's battle circle and mess around blindly." Having said that, Fang Ping looked at Li Hansong and said, "Don't take risks for this bastard. Just take care of yourself." Li Hansong laughed foolishly and did not say anything. His defense was strong. Before this, he had blocked a few killer moves for Qin Fengqin. If it weren't for him, Qin Fengqin might not have survived until the end of this battle. Qin Fengqin laughed dryly. "What's the relationship between me and Iron Head?" "Iron Head, right?" Li Hansong chuckled. "Yes, you're my servant. You said it yourself." Qin Fengqin's expression stiffened. Before Fang Ping could ask, Li Hansong chuckled and said, "He said it himself?" In his past life, he was a servant who guarded my house. During the great battle, he shouted, "Master, save me." I didn't have the nerve to ignore him. Everyone froze for a moment. Then, the sadness from before dissipated a lot. Even Wu Kuishan could not help but laugh. Qin Fengqing's expression was extremely stiff. "Ironhead, this bastard, he said everything to others. Wasn't I forced to beg you to save me? As long as you know it yourself, why did you say it?" Everyone laughed for a while. In the end, this thick-skinned Qin Fengqing did not flee after being laughed at. Instead, he continued to curry favor with Ironhead. Even Fang Ping admired his thick skin. Chapter 621. On August 15th, the war began. On the night of the 15th, a night battle broke out. That night, Skygate City's middle-ranked powerhouses turned out in full force and attacked the Jiao's forest at night. That night, the sounds of fighting never stopped. That night, in a fit of rage, a certain someone decided not to supervise the battle anymore. He retracted his aura, hid himself in the Jiao's forest, and personally took action to kill. Not only did he hide himself, but he also hid Yao Qingjun. 2 rank 7 powerhouses were hidden in the Jiao's forest. Under the joint attack of their mentality, even mentality-vitality fusion would kill them. In the sky, Wang Jing was supervising the battle. At the periphery, Wu Kuishan unleashed his mentality pressure, intimidating everyone and covering up the disappearance of the 2 rank 7s. With Fan Ping and Yao Qingjuan's covert interference, Skygate City suffered heavy casualties that night. A large number of middle-ranked martial artists had died or been injured during the day, and another batch had died at night. Initially, there were less than 1,000 middle-ranked martial artists. Now, the death toll had exceeded 700. However, after cleaning up the battlefield afterward, Fang Ping and the others found out that the group of people who attacked in the night were mostly civilians. The governor of Skygate City had recruited almost all the martial artists in Skygate City. The sky was bright. Outside the Jiao's forest, some of MCMAU's wounded were evacuated from the forest. At this moment, Fang Ping also retreated from the forest. Not only were there injured people, but there were also some corpses of people who had died in battle. The corpses of those who had died in the battle yesterday had also been sent out. They would be sent back to Hope City today. Some people were sobbing softly, and some girls were choking slightly. An old student berated him. Fan Ping stood outside the forest, not moving forward. It was not until 2 students passed by, carrying the body of an acquaintance, that Fan Ping suddenly walked over. On the stretcher, the dead had already lost all their blood. His chubby face was deathly pale. Fan Ping suddenly had an indescribable feeling. He said softly, "He's only a peak rank 2. He's at the back." A young student who was carrying the stretcher said in a choked voice. "President Gua. President Gua said that he's the vice president of the Pingyuan Club and the head of the public relations department. He's a disgrace to the Pingyuan Club and is still a rank 2. He wants to make use of this opportunity to kill more enemies in exchange for some precious pills to break through to rank 3. Idiot!" Fang Ping cursed. As he cursed, his voice faded away. Gua Xing. When he first entered MCMAU, he was unable to enter the school because he had brought a lot of snacks with him. When he was assigned to the dormitory, he was red-faced because he had spent money to buy snacks and was exposed. When Fan Ping established the Pingyuan Club, he was the first one to raise his hand to join. He was the first one who was so excited that he could not sleep when Fan Ping appointed him as the courier leader. The one who had a simple and honest smile was truly a simple and honest fool. After Fan Ping became the president of the Martial Arts Society, the Pingyuan Club, which had almost been forgotten, was managed by him. He felt that he had embarrassed Fan Ping. As the vice president of the Pingyuan Club, he was only a rank 2. Even Tang Wen and the others, who were a year lower than him, were rank 3, and he was only rank 2. Therefore, in this battle, Not only did Guixing participate in the battle, the cowardly him even fought against rank 3 martial artists. Leading a group of Ping Yuan Club members, he surrounded and killed a few rank 3 martial artists. But in the end, he also died in battle. Looking at Guixing's body, Fan Ping did not know what to say. He did not know what to say. After a long time, Fan Ping said softly, "Don't worry, the Ping Yuan Club is good. It will always be good." Back then, I said that the Ping Yuan Club had 108 members. In the future there will be 108 Grandmasters. It will come true. Everything will come true. As Fan Ping said that, he waved his hand, indicating that they would send the body back to Hope City. After waiting for the people to carry Guixing's body away, Fan Ping looked at Sky Gate City from afar. Beside him, a figure had appeared out of nowhere. Qin Yunqi's face was covered in blood. Her eyes were exhausted, but she could not care less about herself. She comforted him softly. "Fan Ping, don't be too sad. From the moment we entered the catacombs, we were prepared for everything." Fan Ping said calmly, "I'm not sad. Not at all. This is war. A war of revenge. A war of survival. After this war ends, there will be fewer people dying in the future. In order to not be sad in the future, it's worth it to die a little now. After Skygate City is destroyed, I believe that a group of powerhouses will emerge. The more powerhouses there are, the fewer people will die." Qin Yunqi fell silent. Fan Ping did not look at her. He said slowly, "Go rest for a while. The war will break out at any time. You're the president of the Martial Arts Society. You have to continue fighting." "Okay, I'll go then. Be careful." The high-ranked war would break out at any time. Compared to the current battle, Fan Ping and the others were in more danger. At least, in the current battle, although they were fewer in number, they still had the upper hand in terms of strength. Fan Ping nodded slightly. On the other side, Qin Yaoting had a helpless smile on his face. This girl. Did she not care about her grandfather? As they were talking, Qin Yunqi walked over. Only then did Qin Yaoting laugh. However, he was still a little jealous. This be *tch. First comforting Fan Ping, then comforting him. Had she forgotten what her surname was? After resting for the whole morning, Skygate City's army entered the forest again in the afternoon. This time, there were more people. A large number of ordinary soldiers were used as the vanguard. They were not placed at the back like they were yesterday. When they entered the forest yesterday, many of them were ambushed and killed by MC Mayu. Some of the martial artists died in the ambush before they even entered the battle. This time, the ordinary soldiers were placed at the front. They were the meat shields. During the day, Fan Ping went to supervise the battle again. The battle went on for a long time again. Looking from the sky above the Jiao's forest, the forest ground was already blood-red. A large number of trees were destroyed. Bald spots appeared in the dense forest. From afar, the Jiao often roared to vent its dissatisfaction. However, at this moment, both sides were in a killing frenzy. No one would stop destroying the Jiao's forest just because of the Jiao's roar. On this day, Qin Fengqing and the others were being targeted very clearly. Even someone as strong as Li Hansong was besieged. Due to the short period of energy exhaustion, he was heavily injured once. He had to rely on the imperishable substance to recover and kill his opponent. Later on, Li Hansong, Wang Jinang, Du Hong, Luo Yichuan, and Zhang Jianhong, the 5 vitality convergence powerhouses, began to fight together. Like a sharp knife, they began to carry out the decapitation strategy. With the 5 vitality convergence powerhouses working together with Fan Ping's secret assistance, any target that was targeted was almost instantly killed without exception. Catacombs martial artists were also human. All humans had emotions and desires. When these 5 vitality convergence powerhouses swept through the Jiao's forest and killed countless middle-ranked martial artists, Skygate City's army showed signs of wavering and disintegration for the first time. Small groups of troops began to retreat. At the back, Skygate City's Imperial Guards acted as supervising troops. Before the royal city gave the order, all martial artists who left the forest were killed on the spot without exception. Not only that, a large number of civilian martial artists continued to be thrown into the battlefield. Skygate City's lord adopted a high-pressure policy, frantically squeezing out the last remaining value of Skygate City. This battle lasted until the sky gradually darkened. Only then did Skygate City withdraw from the battlefield. Jiao's forest core area. Wu Quishan suddenly said, "Tomorrow, we'll start the high-ranked battle." Fang Ping glanced at him. Wu Quishan said in a low voice, "Now, we've already killed a large number of the other party's middle-ranked and low-ranked martial artists. There's no need to continue wasting time. We'll start the high-ranked battle and hold those high-ranked martial artists back. Skygate City's army may collapse." Now, the Skygate City army dared not escape. Because there were still a large number of high-ranked powerhouses in the city. Escape would mean death. However, once the high-ranked martial artists joined the battle, with the current casualty rate, the possibility of the army collapsing was very high. The catacombs had always adopted a high-pressure policy, relying entirely on these high-ranked powerhouses to deter them. Once these people were gone, were those people really not afraid of death? Beside him, Tang Feng said, "When the war starts, Fang Ping, quickly kill a few rank 7 martial artists to deter them. When the army collapses, it'll be safer for MC Mayu's people to hunt down the deserters. Skygate City's army is holding on with their last breath, relying entirely on these high-ranked martial artists to support their last bit of confidence." Fang Ping heard that and nodded slightly. He thought for a while and said, "Teachers, take care. If it really can't be done, even if you let 2 rank 9s go, don't risk your lives and persist. I promise, even if I can't kill Skygate City's lord this time, even if he escapes back to the restricted zone, I'll definitely kill him." Having said that, Fang Ping looked at Lu Fengru and said seriously, "Back then I accepted the mission that instructor gave me. Instructor, if he escapes this time, I promise you, within 3 years, I'll definitely kill him. I've waited for 11 years, I can wait for 3 years. I'll avenge you. This time, don't take the risk." Among everyone, the one who was most likely to take the risk was Lu Fengru. She had waited for more than 10 years. The wait was too torturous. If there was any sign of the Skygate City's lord escaping, Fang Ping was worried that she would disregard everything and self-destruct to hurt him. The possibility of that happening was very high. Lu Fengru looked at him deeply for a moment. After a long time, she said, "Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid." Fang Ping said in a low voice, "You and old Lu are holding off a rank 8. I still have to say this. If you act rashly and fight with the Skygate City's lord, old Lu and the others may be in danger. Instructor, old Lu and the others' lives are in your hands too." Lu Fengru's expression was bitter. This was a checkmate. Lu Polu, Huang Jing, and Tang Feng were working together with her to hold off a rank 8. If she acted rashly, all 3 of them would die. Lu Fengru sighed and nodded. "I'm not really unreasonable. If that B**** really escapes. Fang Ping, you must avenge the instructor in the future." "Definitely." Lu Fengru sighed and said no more. Beside her, Wu Quishan looked slightly helpless. He said softly, "You don't trust me that much?" "Humph." Lu Fengru humphed. Trust? Indeed, she did not trust Wu Quishan. That year, it was because of trust that led to the accident. Now, even if Wu Quishan had broken through to rank 9 and held a rank 9 divine weapon, Lu Fengru did not believe that he could kill the Skygate City's lord. Wu Quishan's expression was bitter. He looked at Skygate City from afar, his eyes flickering. He still wanted to avenge his daughter, his students, and his fellow sect members. On the night of the 16th, the night battle started on a small scale. 5 mentality-vitality fusion powerhouses were like an iron wall, guarding the front line. There were not many mentality-vitality fusion powerhouses even in Skygate City. In total, 7 experts who had achieved essence blood fusion had been killed. 5 of them were mentality-vitality fusion powerhouses, and some of them were extremely powerful. Skygate City tried to ambush them several times, but they were forced to retreat. Skygate City. The powerhouses did not leave, watching the battle from the city wall. When they saw Wang Jinyang and the rest killing a large number of powerhouses and blocking the army's attack, the Skygate City's lord suddenly said, "The battle of the high ranks is about to begin." Everyone around him looked at him. The Skygate City's lord looked into the distance, losing his previous insolence. He said slowly, "MC Meiyu's strength is much stronger than I expected. I originally wanted to kill a large number of MC Meiyu disciples to make the Snake King lose his mind. Now it seems that the chances are slim." The Skygate City's lord said calmly, not mentioning the people in Skygate City who had died in battle. He would not lose his mind, because when he decided to leave, he had given up on these people. If the death of a group of abandoned children could be exchanged for the Snake King's life, it would be worth it. Even if it could not, it was not a big deal. In the restricted area, he would lead an even bigger city. If these people died, they died. As he said that, the Skygate City's lord said again, "If that's the case, there's no need to continue wasting time. The battle of the high ranks will begin soon." Everyone was shocked. "Did the king mean," the Skygate City's lord said lightly, "those few quasi-commanders are an eyesore to me. Massacring them will attract the attention of the true king, but in a big battle, killing a few generals by mistake is nothing. Commander Lin Song, I'll leave these few fellows to you." The upper stage rank 7 powerhouse who had confronted Fang Ping earlier nodded slowly and said, "Don't worry, my king. I will kill them while I'm at it." The Skygate City's lord did not say much, turning back to look at the divine tree in the city. The Skygate tree branch swayed. After a moment, it flew over soundlessly, standing in the void. Fang Ping and the others felt the Skygate tree move. In the next moment, they also flew into the air, looking toward Skygate City. "Retreat!" Wu Quishan's soft cry echoed throughout the Jiao's forest. Very soon, a large number of MC Meiyu instructors and students began to retreat. At this moment, the Skygate City's lord laughed. "Snake King, I'll be waiting for you." As soon as he finished speaking, the Skygate City's lord used the flight step, the Skygate tree following closely behind. In an instant they flew toward the west. Wu Quishan smiled coldly, broke through the air, and chased after them. Qin Yaoting did not wait for the other party to speak. He shouted, "Monster Sunflower City's too good for nothings. Let's fight it out." Before he finished speaking, Qin Yaoting flew toward the north. In Skygate City, the 2 rank 8s from Monster Sunflower City sneered. They also used the flight step and followed. Old Man Li did not pay attention to the rank 8 either. He went straight to the west. Seeing this scene, the remaining Skygate City rank 8 powerhouse suddenly burst into laughter. MCMAU was courting death. The remaining venerable powerhouse had actually gone to participate in the Battle of Kings. Before he could finish laughing, Lu Pola roared, "The asterisk starred, I'll wait to kill you." Having said that, the 4 high grandmasters unsheathed their divine weapons, broke through the air, and headed straight for Skygate City. Seeing this scene, the remaining 9 rank 7 powerhouses looked at each other, and suddenly burst into laughter. Was MCMAU really courting death? Did they really think the 9 of them did not exist? Just as they burst into laughter, the commander-level powerhouse who received the Skygate City's lord's order did not say a word. He used the flight step and headed straight for Wang Jinyang and the others who were retreating. At the same time, Fang Ping and Yao Qingjun had already charged toward the other party. The remaining 8 rank 7 powerhouses did not care about other places either. Whether it was the Wood King or the few venerables, they had the upper hand. Now that they had so many people, if they killed the remaining 2 commander-level powerhouses and went to help the others, they would be able to capture MC Meiyu in one fell swoop very soon. While they were thinking that, when commander-level Lin Song had just killed his way to Wang Jinyang and the others, a small city fell from the sky. "You're the first." Fan Ping growled, pulling the other party into his small house in an instant. Old Yao, hold them off for 30 seconds. Yao Qingjun almost cursed out loud. This was not what they had agreed on earlier. Fan Ping, this guy, actually wanted him to hold off 8 people alone. Did he really think that he was a rank 8? 5 seconds. Yao Qingjun roared. At most 5 seconds. He could not hold on any longer. Coward. While Fan Ping was talking, he had already entered the small house. As soon as he entered the small house, Commander-level Lin Song, who had been pulled into the small house earlier, threw a punch at him. He did not have a divine weapon. In the vast Skygate City, there was only one person who had a divine weapon, the Skygate City Lord. This was the Outland, not the Forbidden Zone. Fan Ping ignored him completely. In an instant, he shrunk the small house. Both of their bodies were almost pressed against each other. Commander-level Lin Song's fist exploded with celestiality, punching at Fan Ping's head. This time, Fan Ping had no intention of talking nonsense. He did not intend to waste even a second. His body shone with golden light. Destructive energy emerged. His arms were like snakes, wrapping around the other party in the blink of an eye. Die! Fan Ping made use of the small house's shrinkage. He could not widen the distance between them. He hugged the other party directly, letting the other party punch his head. With a roar, destructive energy gushed out, crushing the other party's body. This upper stage rank 7 commander level was also red-eyed. He let out a wild roar. His fists were like thunder, bombarding Fan Ping's head one after another. Above Fan Ping's head, golden light erupted too. An even more ruthless roar came from his mouth. Kill! An explosive roar with all his might was heard. In the blink of an eye, Fan Ping had directly crushed an upper stage rank 7 powerhouse with his physical strength. The other party's body exploded, but his mentality was not extinguished. In the next moment, a hissing sound like a fuse being ignited came from his mentality. Fan Ping did not even look. His figure appeared outside the small house immediately. Rumble! An explosive sound was heard. The small house began to tremble continuously. After a while, it stabilized. Idiot! Fan Ping sneered in his heart. He had spent so much mentality to strengthen the materialized object core. If it was blown up by an upper stage rank 7 martial artist, then he would be too useless. The moment Fan Ping appeared, Yao Chengjun had just fought with the others, less than 3 seconds. When Fan Ping appeared, the small house trembled. Everyone felt a familiar aura disappear. The remaining 8 rank 7s suddenly froze for a moment. Dead? The upper stage commander-level Lin Song was dead. In the blink of an eye, he was dead? Unbelievable. They could not believe it either. Even a rank 8 powerhouse could not kill Lin Song so quickly. Why? Because a rank 8 could not trap the other party. Because Lin Song could escape even if he could not win. Because if he really encountered a rank 8, Lin Song dared not be trapped by the other party. He would not be trapped easily either. As for Fan Ping, the moment he materialized the small house, it covered Lin Song directly. Lin Song did not even think about avoiding it. He was an upper stage rank 7. Why would he be afraid of a middle stage rank 7 martial artist using a materialized object to trap him? In many people's eyes, this was the path to death. Kill! Fan Ping could not be bothered to talk nonsense. This time, the moment he materialized the object, it covered a few rank 7s instantly. These people were not gathered together. There were still 3 people who were not covered. Fan Ping did not enter the small house this time. Instead, he roared, "Kill the 3 outside!" The 5 who were covered by him were now attacking the small house frantically, causing the small house to tremble continuously. 5 rank 7 powerhouses gave their all, attacking the small house frantically. For a moment, Fan Ping's mentality was also trembling. However, Fan Ping did not care about them. If they wanted to break his materialized object, these 5 still needed to spend some effort. This time was enough for him and Yao Qingjun to kill these few people. Kill! Yao Qingjun's killing intent was also boiling. The long spear in his hand pierced through the air, charging straight at one of them. Fang Ping killed people too quickly. He did not even exchange a move with the other party earlier. Right now, his combat strength was also full. Take one more away! Fang Ping roared, letting Uljiao handle two of them. He himself, on the other hand, charged toward one of the rank 7s. When that person saw Fang Ping charging toward him, his expression changed drastically. Without thinking, he quickly ran toward the rank 8 who was fighting with Lu Polu and the rest not far away, roaring madly. Venerable! Lin Song has fallen! The rank 8 who was fighting Lu Polu and the rest, his expression changed drastically. He turned his head to look. When he saw the small house that had frozen in the air, he roared. Golden light shone brightly, and a punch blasted toward Lu Fengru, the weakest among them. Lu Polu and the rest were under immense pressure, but they refused to give in. Their divine weapons erupted at the same time. The divine weapons shone brilliantly. Celestiality interweaved, attacking continuously from all directions, trapping the rank 8. As for Fang Ping, his speed was extremely fast. He had already caught up to that person. This time, Fang Ping did not give the other party any chance to escape at all. The instant he caught up to the other party, a rank 7 divine weapon appeared in his Sanjiao gate. Fang Ping said sternly, "Your death was worth it." This time, he had nurtured 2 sabers. He had nurtured both the rank 7 and the rank 8 for a period of time. The one he was chasing now was only a middle stage rank 7, the same rank as him. If they were to fight, Fang Ping would definitely kill the other party within 30 seconds. Even if he did not use a divine weapon. However, to save time, Fang Ping did not mind using a divine weapon to kill him quickly. Crimson Saber! Annihilation! Boom! 2 consecutive roars escaped from Fang Ping's mouth. The rank 7 powerhouse who sensed the threat of death let out a furious roar. Celestiality erupted, and the Sanjiao gate appeared, opening instantly. In the blink of an eye, countless forces gathered and charged toward Fang Ping. Rumble! The divine weapon Chang now erupted. The other party was also prepared to die, unleashing the most powerful force to self-destruct directly. It was not targeted at Fang Ping, but at the small house. He wanted to blow up this small house, release the 5 chieftains, and kill the enemy. The saber gleam carried the power of annihilation, colliding with the other party's self-destruct force. The deafening rumble continued. After a while, everything returned to normal. As for the small house, the other party's self-destruct force did not even touch the small house before it was annihilated by Fang Ping. At the same time when Fang Ping killed the second rank 7 martial artist, in the distance, Wang Jinyang and Li Han Song swallowed the dark moon grass quickly. Their 7 orifices began to bleed, roaring continuously. With the help of the powerful medicinal effect, they forced their mentality to materialize. Everything had happened too quickly. It was so fast that the battle of high ranks had just started. In less than 10 seconds, Fang Ping had already killed 2 chieftain powerhouses. At this moment, the middle and low-ranked martial artists from both sides had not retreated far away. The next moment, Li Han Song roared, his mentality beginning to materialize. The moment he materialized, Li Han Song did not wait for a breakthrough. Instead, he roared, "Kill the enemy!" At this moment, he was still not a rank 7 martial artist. He was in the final stage of materialization. This stage was also the most powerful and peak stage of a rank 6 martial artist. Li Han Song roared. His fists were mixed with rich celestiality and blasted forward. In front of him, a mentality-vitality fusion powerhouse was blown up almost instantly. At this time, the people of MCMAU stopped retreating. "Kill with me! Destroy the city!" Vice-Chancellor Fan killed 2 rank 7s. MCMAU is invincible. Attack the city! Their shouts shook the sky. Thousands of martial artists, including those rank 2 martial artists, were now madly charging towards Skygate City. They had to destroy Skygate City before the Battle of High Ranks ended. On the other side, Wang Jinyang's Sanjiao Gate was also on top of his head. The celestial bridge unfolded quickly. Without waiting for his mentality to completely materialize, Wang Jinyang wielded his saber and charged toward the Skygate City army that was already somewhat scattered. Once he broke through, it would be difficult to carry out a massacre. However, the moment he broke through, he would slaughter these people to reduce the pressure on MC Mayu. This was also the strategy he had decided on earlier. Wang Jinyang and Li Hansong were already mentality-vitality fusion powerhouses. Now that they had reached peak, they were no different from rank 7 martial artists. Two martial artists comparable to rank 7 attacked together, in addition to a few mentality-vitality fusion powerhouses. In the blink of an eye, these people rushed into the enemy's camp and began a massacre. Wang! Save me! Retreat, retreat! Rumble! At the city gate of Skygate City, seeing that Wang Jinyang and the others were about to break into the city, some powerhouses on the city walls activated the city defense cannon. A large number of energy columns exploded. At this moment, no one cared whether they were allies or enemies. They could not let them kill into the city. A large number of Skygate City troops did not die at the hands of Wang Jinyang and the others. Instead, they were blown up by their own city defense energy cannon. No! Someone screamed shrilly. There were pursuers behind them. The city gate in front was not open. The Imperial Guards were bombarding aimlessly. Broken limbs flew everywhere. A dead end. All of this had happened too quickly. No one had expected that with 9 chieftains against 2, their side would lose 2 chieftains in an instant. The remaining commanders were actually trapped in a small house. This was beyond everyone's expectations. Further away, in the air, Jiao's big eyes revealed a hint of shock. Chef was so strong. Killing 2 chieftains in an instant, trapping 5 people, 1 against 7. The descendant of a true king was terrifyingly strong. At this moment, it did not even have the time to move. How long had it been since Sillywood and the others left? Not that long. It was prepared to wait for Sillywood and the others to fight, then wait for an opportunity. Now, did it still need to wait? In the next moment, the Jiao growled and flew into the distance with the 2 8th-level demon beasts. Behind it, the 7th-level demon beast from 100 Beasts Forest roared. 100 Beasts Forest did not allow the Jiao to participate in battles. The Jiao could not be bothered. It responded with a roar. Its old nest had been destroyed. Those people had invaded its territory. It was going to demand an explanation. Demon territory was sacred and inviolable. While the 7th-level demon beast was still roaring, the Jiao's eyes flashed fiercely. It was not the first time it had killed an emissary. There were battles everywhere. If it killed an emissary, who would know it was it? If it killed an emissary, it could push the blame to Sillywood or the Wood King. Who would know it was it? Who would know? Perhaps the true king was watching the battle. But even if he was thousands of miles away. How could he know the details? They could sense the rise and fall of energy. They probably knew who died, but who killed? Who knew? The Jiao was also a decisive person. Hearing the 7th-level demon beast roar again, it growled. In the next second, 3 8th-level demon beasts attacked together. 3 8th-level demon beasts against 1 mid-stage 7th-level demon beast. Almost instantly, the 7th-level demon beast was destroyed. The Jiao shook its butt. All right, it was quiet now. The emissary was killed by the Wood King. It would take its 2 brothers to take revenge. The prestige of the Forbidden Land could not be insulted. Roar! The Jiao roared. It flew toward the west with the 2 demon beasts. The Wood King dared to kill the emissary of the Forbidden Land. Even if it was an accident, it was unforgivable. Chapter 622. The war has begun. Hope City. Tian Mu had already returned from outside Monster Sunflower City. Hope City was where the passageway was. He still needed to defend this place, just in case. When they felt the powerful energy explosion, like the sun, everyone knew that the war between high ranks had begun. At this moment, dawn had just broken. The 17th of August arrived. In just 2 short days, MC Mayu and Sky Gate City had launched a major war. At the north gate of the city, a small group of about 100 people was rushing out of the city. Tian Mu immediately turned his head and shouted, "Where are you going?" Under the city gate, Tang Songting, who had lost an arm, replied loudly, "General, we are going to participate in the final battle." "Nonsense!" Tian Mu scolded. These NC Mayu instructors and students who had retreated from the front line were all severely injured. Almost all of them had broken limbs. Even the indestructible crystal could not regrow broken limbs. That was why these people were escorted back to Hope City during the previous battle. Tian Mu did not expect them to participate in the war now. Below, an old man with a broken leg in the crowd replied loudly, "This is MCMAU's battle of revenge. I thought we could wait a few more days. Since the final battle has begun, we must go. General, please open the city gate. General, please open the city gate." The group of less than 100 people immediately fell silent after shouting this. They all raised their heads and stared at Tian Mu. Tian Mu's face was filled with anger. He scolded, "The war has begun! You people with broken arms and missing legs. Are you going to die? Live and die together! You!" Tian Mu frowned. He was still unclear about the situation at Skygate City. These people were all seriously injured. MC Mayu had asked them to retreat because they did not want these people to die. Just as Tian Mu was still hesitating, Tang Songting shouted again, "General! Brother Tian, let us go! If we win, we will cheer. If we lose, we will not lose! Victory!" Someone shouted, his voice like a bell. "We are not going to die! MC Mayu will win once the war begins! Destroying Skygate City is the glory of MC Mayu! General, please open the city gate!" Tian Mu looked at everyone for a moment. After a long time, he sighed softly and shouted, "Open the city gate! General!" At the side, Su Mafu looked worried. The decisive battle had already begun. This was also the most dangerous moment. Once the battle of the high ranks affected those people, they would almost certainly die. MC Mayu entrusted these injured people to Hope City because they did not want them to continue fighting. But now, open the gates! Su Mafu had no choice but to keep quiet. The next moment, the city gate opened. "Go!" The short-legged old man let out a low roar and rose into the air. More than 10 people in the crowd also rose into the air and headed straight for Skygate City. The other martial artists who were unable to fly in the air were all running madly on the ground, regardless of how serious their injuries were. Yesterday, Skygate City's governor had said that the battle between the middle and lower ranks would continue. They had thought that they would have to wait for a while before the final battle would begin. That was why he agreed to return to Hope City and wait for his injuries to recover before heading to the front line. Who would have thought that a great battle would break out right after he returned? At this moment, there was only one thought in everyone's mind: to live and die together. Even if MC Mayu was defeated, they would die together. Since we're together, let's go together. They did not want to miss this battle, and they would not miss it. The blood debt of decades should be settled today. Watching this group of people leave, Tian Mu suddenly growled on the city wall. So what if he had the ability? So what if he was a rank 9? Even this group of wounded soldiers could join the battle, while he, Tian Mu, a rank 9 powerhouse, could only stay here and wait for the battle to end. The Battle of Forbidden City. I must go! Tian Mu gritted his teeth. This time, the Skygate battle had too many restrictions, making him extremely frustrated. The upcoming Battle of Forbidden City would not have so many restrictions. He had just entered rank 9, so it was time to kill a few beasts to vent the frustration and anger in his heart. Skygate City. As soon as Jiao left, Fang Ping also entered the small house. As soon as he entered, the 5 rank 7 powerhouses attacked him one after another. Among these 5 people, there was 1 peak rank 7, 2 upper stage, 1 middle stage, and 1 early stage. This kind of ability was equivalent to Lu Polu, and the rest without divine weapons. Of course, Lu Polu and the rest all had divine weapons. If both sides really fought, Lu Polu and the rest would definitely win. On the other hand, when they teamed up against a rank 8, they were suppressed. Fang Ping had long prepared to fight a rank 8 powerhouse alone. Although the 5 of them teamed up, Fang Ping was not afraid. Both sides did not say too much. As soon as Fang Ping entered, he went straight for the early stage rank 7. Kagu! These rank 7 powerhouses, on one hand, were afraid of the power of Fang Ping's materialized objects, on the other hand, they were determined to kill him. 5 materialized objects surged out instantly, but they did not go straight for Fang Ping. Instead, they merged into themselves, their aura skyrocketing. In the next moment, they surrounded him from all directions. These 5 people were all from Monster Sunflower City, and they had a tacit understanding. It was also because they were all from Monster Sunflower City that they gathered together, and were covered by Fang Ping in an instant. When the 5 of them teamed up, their ability was not as simple as 1+1. Just as Fang Ping approached the early stage rank 7 martial artists, the 5 of them had a tacit understanding. They shifted their position, and in the next moment, the peak rank 7 powerhouse appeared in front of Fang Ping. Kill him! This person's body emitted a faint golden glow, which meant that he had honed his skull quite a lot. With a loud roar, the other 4 people unleashed celestiality at the same time, attacking Fang Ping's head together. 5 rays of celestiality, mixed with a strong mentality pressure, pressed down on Fang Ping's body, causing his body to stagnate slightly. Celestiality exploded on his head in an instant. Rumble! A loud noise was heard, and Fang Ping's face crumbled instantly. In the blink of an eye, Fang Ping's head flickered with golden light, recovering to its original state. Continue! After Fang Ping said this, he had already appeared next to the early stage rank 7 powerhouse again. Both his hands were in a grappling position, clasping the other's wrist. Being grabbed by Fang Ping, the other party had no chance to escape. He struggled violently for a while, but it seemed like he could not escape. This person was also a decisive person. With a crack, one of his arms was broken directly, and the arm exploded in Fang Ping's hand with a loud bang. Trap him! Someone shouted. The other 3 powerhouses had also arrived next to Fang Ping in the blink of an eye, surrounding him from 3 directions. The early stage rank 7 martial artist who had escaped, his aura surged, shouting, "You guys hold him back! I'll break his immortal deity!" At this moment, Fang Ping, who was being held back, still had to divide his attention to control his mentality. At this moment, it was also the moment when the materialization was at its weakest. As soon as this person finished speaking, the Sanjiao Gate appeared. Celestiality skyrocketed, turning into a giant sword, slashing toward the small house. The small house shook for a while. At the side, the peak rank 7 martial artist had also materialized at this moment, beginning to attack the materialization forcefully. As long as they could break the materialization, not only could they leave this cage, but they could also severely injure the other party's immortal deity. This was their plan. As the small house shook, Fang Ping's face turned pale, but he did not care. Once again, he grabbed the arm of a middle stage rank 7 martial artist. With a roar, he tore off his arm directly. Maha Fist! After tearing off the other party's arm, Fang Ping's giant golden fist blasted through the air. In a battle between high ranks, it was not necessary to use mentality combat techniques. Combat techniques were not differentiated by rank. Combat techniques that could be used were good combat techniques. As soon as the Maha Fist was unleashed, the rank 7 martial artist who had his arm torn off earlier could not evade due to the narrow space. With a roar, he also threw a punch. Rumble! The sound of an explosion rang out again. On Fan Ping's punch, the imperishable substance no longer had healing effects. Instead, it was incomparably sharp, destroying everything. The destructive force gushed out, shattering the other party's fist force in an instant. A punch blasted into the other party's chest. The Maha fist mainly targeted the martial artist's internal organs. It all depended on the word shock. This punch blasted into the other party's chest. The energy in the other party's body erupted. Blood gushed out of his mouth. The crisp sound of crystal shattering reached everyone's ears instantly. At this moment, Fan Ping was also hit in the torso by the remaining two people. His chest, where the heart was, had a small hole punched out. Fan Ping sighed in his heart. After all, he was not a real rank 8. He was not a real golden body powerhouse either. His golden body still had a little flaw. He could not trigger the honing of the skull bone marrow and completely forge his internal organs into a golden body. At this moment, even if the strength of his physique was comparable to a golden body, it was still a little lacking. That was why a few rank 7s could break through so easily. These thoughts disappeared in a flash. Fan Ping did not care about this at all. Because in the blink of an eye, the injury on his chest had healed. The few people who besieged him were full of anger and fear. Imperishable substance. Could the other party be a rank 8? At this moment, in their eyes, Fan Ping was no different from a rank 8. A powerful materialized object, a powerful golden body, and the recovery of imperishable substance. Except for one thing, the attack strength was not enough. The other party's attack strength was also comparable to an upper stage rank 7. This was what made them puzzled. What rank was this guy a martial artist? Puzzled as puzzled, the two upper stage rank 7 martial artists also attacked in a frenzy, attacking only the heart. They also realized that the other party's skull had been honed. The weakness of a rank 7 was the skull, not the other party's weakness. However, both of them also felt that the other party's heart was not an imperishable body. Both of them attacked Fan Ping's heart. Fan Ping took the opportunity to shoot a mouthful of golden blood arrows straight at the middle stage rank 7 martial artist who had been severely injured by him earlier. The other party was hit by Fan Ping's Maha fist earlier. His internal organs were shattered. Although he did not die, he had fallen into a state of serious injury. Fan Ping's mouthful of blood arrow was mixed with a strong destructive force, reaching the other party's forehead in an instant. The peak rank 7 powerhouse who was still attacking the hut roared, "Retreat!" It sounded easy, but the place was really too small. Everyone was fighting in the living room now. How big was the place? There were many people, and they were all tangled together. How could it be that easy to retreat? Seeing the blood arrow coming straight at him, the middle stage rank 7 martial artist's eyes showed a hint of sharpness. Instead of retreating, he advanced. His mentality surged instantly, wrapping the blood arrow from all directions. The person let out a low roar. His powerful mentality wrapped in this destructive force, heading straight for the roof. Boom! The sound of an explosion rang out again. A huge hole was pierced through the roof of the hut. The other party was bleeding from his 7 orifices. His head was dizzy. His mentality was severely damaged this time, almost dying together with the blood arrow. Everyone was delighted. Using Fan Ping's own strength, in addition to the explosion of a middle-stage rank 7 martial artist's mentality, they finally broke through the materialized object. However, in the next moment, everyone was stunned. At this moment, everyone realized that something was amiss. They discovered an anomaly. Before this, the roof was no different from a normal roof. However, after breaking through the outer layer of ceiling condensed by mentality, the inside was like a vast golden ocean. The entire roof was filled with a golden brilliance. Taking advantage of the moment when everyone was stunned, the blood arrow shot out of Fan Ping's mouth again. This time, the middle stage rank 7 martial artist no longer had any means to resist. His head exploded instantly. Is it fun? Fang Ping was all smiles now. His hands were like phantoms, constantly exchanging blows with the two upper stage rank 7 martial artists. Damn it! How is this possible? Everyone was in disbelief. They could not even care about the middle stage rank 7 martial artist's death anymore. The roof was filled with endless imperishable matter. Imperishable matter was like a vast ocean. Imperishable matter was a new kind of energy produced by the combination of mentality, vitality force, and golden body power. Although it was called a substance, it was actually a manifestation of power. Mentality materialized objects were also a manifestation of power. However, pure mentality was far inferior to destructive force. No one expected that Fang Ping would fill the materialized object with a large amount of destructive force. When they saw the constantly surging golden roof, everyone's faces were full of shock and disbelief. How much imperishable matter was needed to fill it? If the roof was like this, what about the walls? Thinking of this, the peak rank 7 martial artist roared madly and went all out. He blasted countless punches in a row, punching a hole in the wall. In the end, it was still golden inside. Other than the surface of the entire materialized object being solidified by mentality, the interior was actually all imperishable matter. What kind of concept was this? A venerable could not do it. No, even a king realm could not do it, and would not do it. Fang Ping saw that they were dumbfounded. He spat in his heart. A bunch of paupers, still thinking of breaking his own materialized object. He was just teasing them earlier. Ever since he discovered that imperishable matter could also be used to fill materialized objects, Fang Ping made up his mind. He spent 20 million points of imperishable matter and directly remodeled the hut from top to bottom. On the surface, it was solidified by mentality, but it was a real golden house. He was prepared to use it to trap rank 8 powerhouses. If he really did not have some confidence, how would Fang Ping dare to fight a rank 8? This time, in order to prepare for this big battle, he had expended a lot. At this moment, his wealth was only about 60 million points. He had spent so much money from start to finish. Fighting a war was a matter of burning money. Did he still want to fight a war without money? Kill him! Kill him, and the materialized object will break on its own. Just like foam extermination and Huai Muqing that day, everyone initially wanted to break Fang Ping's materialized object. When they realized that it was impossible, at this moment, the peak rank 7 and the early stage martial artists no longer thought about this matter. What a joke! How could they break a materialized object like this? Even a rank 8 might not be able to break it. Using imperishable matter to forge the entire core of the materialized object was unheard of. This was not a small place, and it was such a huge hut. A materialized object like this was already somewhat unusual. What was even more difficult to accept was that the number of imperishable martial artists here was so high that it was terrifying. Let's see who kills who! Fang Ping's body shone with golden light, so dazzling that everyone's eyes were bleeding. It was too intense. It was so intense that Fang Ping's golden body was breaking and recovering at the same time. Even Fang Ping himself could not withstand the powerful destructive force. Die! Fang Ping roared. The hut suddenly shrank. In this place he was God. The moment it shrank, Fang Ping and the early stage rank 7 martial artists squeezed together. 50,000 points. Your death is worth it! Fang Ping said something inexplicable. The few of them could not understand it. However, as soon as this sentence was uttered, Fang Ping's fist landed. Killing an early stage rank 7 with the condensed imperishable matter of 50,000 points of wealth was too easy. Fang Ping was much stronger than the other party. The other party had severed an arm earlier, so he was not in peak condition. Both of them were squeezed together. When he saw the golden light descending, a look of despair flashed in the man's eyes. Before this, there was no such powerful golden light. Even a middle-stage commander was killed. How could he have any hope of survival? Let's die together! With this roar, the other party did not defend at all. He hugged Fang Ping and exploded with a loud bang. The hut shook for a while. The others were extremely close. This time, everyone was affected by this self-explosion. The two upper stage rank 7 martial artists spat blood too. The peak rank 7 martial artist's body emitted a faint golden light. As for Fang Ping, the golden light was 100 times thicker than his. Although Fang Ping spat blood too, he laughed loudly and said, "Both of you self-destruct. We'll trade injury for injury. Let's see who's finished first." In such a small place, if anyone self-destructed, it would affect everyone. In terms of defense and recovery speed, these people could not compare to him. If they really self-destructed, Fang Ping would save a lot of trouble. The remaining 3 people's faces were gloomy. How could they fight this? If the materialized objects could not be broken, they could self-destruct to injure the enemy. The other party could recover quickly. They did not have this ability. Fang Ping said it was powerful, but in his heart, he was cursing wildly. In order to pursue efficiency, the consumption of wealth was too high. He used destructive force to attack, used destructive force to heal his injuries, and even had to stabilize the materialized objects. Every second, a large amount of wealth was flowing away. More than 60 million wealth points were decreasing at a speed visible to the naked eye. After killing these 3 people, who knew how much would be left? Despite the heartache, Fang Ping was still unwavering. If spending money could kill the enemy, then he would spend it. After all, this time, he had spent countless wealth points from start to finish. After calculating, the harvest from the last king battleground was almost spent. "After killing all of you, I'll go back and kill the rest of your monster Sunflower City people," Fang Ping growled, shrinking the room again. The 4 of them were almost squeezed together. Fang Ping did not utter a word. Using both his fists and legs, he began to fight in close quarters. If they could self-destruct. If they were all together, whoever had the lowest defense would die first. This was probably the first time a battle between high ranks had produced such an effect. The 4 of them were fighting in close quarters in less than 3 square meters. Fang Ping kept on using destructive force to attack and recover. However, the 3 people from Monster Sunflower City did not have this treatment. Very soon, an upper stage rank 7 martial artist's arms were torn off by Fang Ping. A hole was punched in his skull. Blood covered his cheeks, like a devil. Fang Ping was in for a penny, in for a pound. He headbutted the other party, causing the other party's skull to emit bursting sounds. At this point, the other party did not hesitate. His mentality directly self-destructed. Although everyone was injured, someone was about to die. Perhaps this guy would not be able to hold on first. When this person self-destructed, the other 2 people's injuries became even more serious. Fang Ping's mind was also numb. His mentality was not as strong as the other party. An upper stage rank 7 martial artist's self-destruction could even severely injure a peak martial artist. Fortunately, he had filled the hut with imperishable matter in advance. Otherwise, he would also be seriously injured. Fang Ping was already so miserable. Needless to say, the other 2 were even more miserable. He self-destructed right next to them. They could not run even if they wanted to. Both of them did not know whether they should curse the guy who died. When they saw the golden light on Fang Ping's body glowing again, both of them were really in despair. Infinite imperishable matter. Up to this point, even the rank 8 powerhouses could not afford to exhaust anymore. The other party was still endless. How could they fight? When the few of them self-destructed, they could not even break the other party's materialization. He was not a venerable, but he was harder to deal with than a venerable. The other party should not be a match for a rank 8. However, when he fought with them rank 7s, he was much more difficult to deal with than rank 8s. At the same time, when only 2 people were left in despair in the hut. Outside, the 2 people who were previously entangled by Yao Qingjun were also in despair. Both of them joined forces, but they were only on par with Yao Qingjun. Very soon, however, they realized that they had underestimated MC Meiyu. When the two powerhouses who had just broken through came treading air, they might not have taken the two martial artists who had just broken through seriously at first. However, it was proven that those who had just broken through to rank 7 were not necessarily weaklings. Li Hansong laughed maniacally. His laughter seemed to shake the whole world. No one knew why this guy was laughing so happily. However, very soon, everyone found out. A set of shiny golden armor appeared on this guy's body. The armor covered every part of his body. Therefore, this guy wore this armor and charged directly toward the two rank 7 martial artists. Charging fearlessly. At this moment, Li Hansong was like a mad bull. He did not make any moves. He just charged forward with an indomitable will. The two rank 7 martial artists' big moves and the outburst of celestiality exploded on his armor. It only set off a slight ripple. Very soon, Li Hansong ignored it. General's divine armor! Li Hansong burst into laughter and roared. You guys are good if you break it. This is a divine armor forged at the pinnacle, or even above the pinnacle. Yao Qingjun and Wang Jinyang, who were attacking him, were speechless. Can you not name your armor so casually? Li Hansong did not care about them. With the armor on, coupled with the recovery of his own golden bones, his current defense was comparable to a rank 8. As he charged forward, the two rank 7 martial artists were sent flying backward. Li Hansong quickly grabbed one of them and roared. Hit me! These words were directed at old Wang and the rest. Wang Jinyang did not hold back. A blood-red battle bow appeared in his hand out of thin air. With a roar, the longbow erupted with an unimaginable killing intent. An arrow was shot toward the two of them. Yao Qingjun did not delay either. His long spear pierced through the air and went straight for the other party's head. Rumble! The three of them joined forces. An explosion rang out. Countless trees in the Jiao's forest below exploded. In the void, Li Hansong flew backward for thousands of meters. The person he had grabbed earlier had disappeared without a trace. Li Hansong cursed. You're so ruthless. Especially old Jiao. That thing of yours can tear apart mentality. It almost tore me apart. As he said that, he cursed again. Old Wang too. What's wrong with you? When you shot that arrow, why do I feel like my vitality was sucked away by you? The two of them could not be bothered with him. In an instant, they chased after the last person who was fleeing not far away. Seeing that, Li Hansong shouted, Aren't you going to help Fang Ping? Wang Jinyang could not take it anymore. He shouted, Kill this guy first, then go help. That's easy. Watch me. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Hansong's body shone with golden light. Like a cannonball, he shot out. Golden light erupted behind him. With his head in front, he broke through the air and crashed into the rank 7 martial artist who was fleeing. Rumble! Li Hansong shot out like a cannonball. He was extremely fast, crashing into the other party in an instant. Energy exploded in the void. Wang Jinyang and Yao Qingjun did not care whether Li Hansong was inside or not. Both of them unleashed their ultimate moves again. A moment later, a spear and an arrow joined the chaotic energy flow. Very soon, Li Hansong walked out, shaking his head. He said weakly, Don't mess with me next time. The other party is dead. I'm about to be killed by you guys too. The two of them did not care about him at all. They unleashed their ultimate moves without hesitation, almost tearing him apart. Wang Jinyang humphed. Aren't you invincible in defense? Li Hansong was embarrassed. I was just joking. You took it seriously. Yao Qingjun ignored him. He looked around and asked quickly, Help who? Help old Lu and the rest. At this time, not far away, the small house disappeared. Fan Ping walked out covered in blood. He bared his teeth and said, Kill them. Let's go and help the instructor and the rest. Kill that rank 8. The four of them did not waste any time. They charged toward the direction where Lu Polu and the rest were. At this moment, all the high-ranked powerhouses felt an anomaly. The auras and energy clusters of 9 rank 7 martial artists had disappeared. Please remember this book's original domain name, 9 Heavens Divine Emperor Mobile Version. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.